When the game on the line, you can't fold and you can't bend. Y'all be playing it safe and I be going for the win. Remember back when they was doubting on the kid. Now they tuned in cause my game too legit.
There's a lot more to know about the fantasy headlines. Nation. Headliner Nation. Fantasy headlines for the nation. I'm a headliner. I'm a headliner.
Yeah. Analytics off the chain. Other channels not the same. Jake and Kyle, you know the name. Headliner Nation, we running the game. Y'all stuck on third down. Your content's plain Jane. Headliners on top now. We gonna move and change. Podcast off the rip. Draft guide, so legit. Fantasy world, our game tight. You know we about that Chubb life. Stuck in a rut and you need some motivation. Head to the channel for this Headliner Nation.
I'm a headliner.
What is going on?
Live
for a Saturday
afternoon delight.
I love that. Now,
it
feels
afternoon
good.
Delight?
I mean, sure, why not? I mean, whatever. I also like being able to sit here. I got my window open. Got some bright, bright sunshine coming in. I'm feeling good today. Now, a lot of people are probably wondering, why are we doing this at 2 p.m. on a Saturday? Well, we did post it on the community tab. Kyle did mention it in the tailgate video. If you hadn't, seen either one of those, we just have some scheduling conflicts today. And we tried to be good parents and attend our kids' sporting events and activities. We had some things come up this weekend. We made a few adjustments so we don't have to. Full disclosure, this is probably mostly my fault. I have to be awake at like 5:45 tomorrow morning to go to soccer, and I couldn't go to a live stream till midnight. I guess it's all my fault, Kyle. It's my fault.
It is nobody's fault. And besides, now maybe there's a few
shrugging doc emoji
from across the pond over there. Some people in different time zones that don't normally get to watch. I get to pop in now. If you've never seen a live show before or haven't been able to be here in a while because of the time difference, let us know in the chat.
Yeah. Nick says, sounds like your kid's fault. Technically, it's the soccer club that she plays for. It's their fault. We have to drive 2.5 hours to a soccer game at 5:45 tomorrow morning. Not looking forward to that, but figured this would be best so we could still encapsulate everything that we need. Nico Van Hemert, it's 8 p.m. there. See, so for him, he's actually getting a chance to watch the stream.
I love
What's going on, Nico? Richard Erlas, welcome to Holden Chubb as a new member as well. And then Polo Dude says, hey, I'm back and still undefeated, going for 7-0 this week. That's what I'm talking about. Polo. Dominique says, it's 8:04 a.m. Where are you at, Dominique? Where is it 8:04 a.m. right now?
Oh, my gosh.
I got it. I got to know. Who put her in the club? That's right, Polo. I guess it all comes back to being it all comes back to being my fault. It's 8 a.m. in Hawaii right now? Really? Am I that stupid that I didn't realize that it was that far behind? I must be.
For me,
I must be
it feels
time
a
zone
lot
stupid.
later right now than 2 o'clock with how early I've been up. So.
Well, yes. But yeah, hopefully we all can sit back, relax, enjoy some Saturday afternoon live stream. We'll be here for the next little bit to hang out with you guys. So, Kyle, we have a lot of things going on this weekend, and a lot of it is still somewhat up in the air.
Yes.
Where we just don't have actual answers. One of them being CMC, Christian McCaffrey. It was the big news of the week. What's going to happen this week? How much is he going to be involved? How many touches is he going to get? Should I start Jeff Wilson Jr.? Do I drop Jeff Wilson Jr.? Do I drop Elijah Mitchell? I mean, there's all these questions and everything going around. And a lot of people out there are going to give you their opinions, but none of it is factual as of just this second. I do expect Christian McCaffrey to play. Is he going to play a full set of snaps? It is an absolute guessing game at this point. Now, obviously, they said that they're going to give him the playbook, see how much he can absorb. The kid went to Stanford. We know he's pretty smart. Can he absorb it all in just a couple days? I don't know about that, but I'm sure we see him on the field. What do we do with Jeff Wilson Jr. in this case? It really depends on what other options you have to start. I'm sure we'll have some of those questions here today as well. Russell Wilson was just ruled out. I put on Twitter just a few minutes ago, we're going from, let's ride to let her rip, because we're going back to Brett Rippon. The last time he started an NFL game was 2 years ago, and it was against the New York Jets. He put up over 30 points in that game. This is a different Jets team now. The defense is playing great. They didn't have sauce back. The Jets got a little bit of sauce now, right? And that doesn't mean that that's just going to happen. Yeah, sprinkle that, pour that sauce, Kyle. Pour it generously, because Sauce is playing great football. The entire defense for the Jets is playing great here as of late. So am I overly off like a Cortland Sutton? Maybe not. Maybe does Melvin Gordon actually get the start and get some touches? How much do we see of Latavius Murray now that we don't have Russell Wilson? I don't hate this situation for Denver. And I say that because it can't get any worse, Kyle. It can't get any worse than what it's been. So we have nowhere to go but up.
This is very true. Very true. A little membership join right off the bat. Richard Ireless becoming a new member here on Holden Chubb. Richard, appreciate you. Polo Dude back and still undefeated, going for 7-0, being a member for 14 months. Leandre Nicholson, James Robinson, or David Montgomery in a full PPR. I feel like David Montgomery maybe
by a hair, but I mean, there's just as much risk there with Montgomery, because we're going to start seeing Khalil Herbert sprinkled in a little bit as well. So neither one of them are a for sure start. If I had to choose one today, it's David Montgomery.
Carlos Douglas Jr. In a full PPR, we need Dobbs, Mooney, and Damian Harris. We've talked a lot about Damian Harris. I feel like I saw in the chat you and Dr. Ethan were talking about Damian Harris for a little bit as well. Feels like a trap to me this week.
I mean, this just feels like a Bill Belichick thing, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Like where he's practicing at full, and then a Monday night football game is going to happen, and 2 hours before kickoff, as they're going through their pregame warm-ups, hey, we're going to rule out Damian Harris.
Yep.
And then it screws a bunch of people. The only way I even remotely come close to Damian Harris is if I have another option on my team from that game. If I have a Jacoby Myers, maybe I can substitute in if need be. Personally, I would prefer to not have Damian Harris in my lineup. Now, if it comes out that, hey, he's a full go, no restrictions, full workload, full set of snaps, okay, then maybe a low-end flex in some larger leagues. But honestly, this just seems like one of those, where Bill Belichick's going to tell us to suck it on Monday Night Football and really screw a lot of people.
For sure. 100%. Feels exactly like that. So if we had to pick then, we're looking at
right now I'm going Doobs. I'm going Doobs and Mooney as of right this second.
Okay, that's what I was thinking too. Skipping on Damian Harris.
Unless more information comes out.
Exactly. Gold Rush 619 upgrading his membership.
That's what I'm talking
to
about.
Full Chubb. Thank you so much.
He's got a handful of it now.
Woo! Ricky, a member of Excessive Chubb here for the 4th straight month. I always send my love for Chubb here, but can we do a shout out for the people that dress up for Halloween as fantasy football experts that say Derrick Henry is too old, not getting going to get more carries, or can't catch passes?
Yeah. R.I.P. those people, right?
There's a lot of people out there that dress up. And really, they think Halloween is all year round because they dress up as experts all the time.
You can just scroll through fantasy football Twitter and you can see everybody that's been in costume for like 7 years at this point.
Some of them dress up as lions and talk about eating sheep. Jabril Holmes. Start Weird 2 people. In a full PPR. Jonathan Taylor, Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall, DeAndre Swift, Why can't we start more than 2 of those people?
How stacked is this team, Jabril? I mean, Jonathan Taylor, Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall, and DeAndre Swift. Technically, I mean, I understand maybe having to sit one of them, but how come you got to sit 2 of them? I mean, I think the most risk, Kyle, and maybe you can weigh in on this as well. I think the highest risk here is still DeAndre Swift because we don't know for sure how much work he's going to be getting. So it could be one of those situations where he goes out there, plays a handful of snaps. Maybe he scores a touchdown, maybe he doesn't, but doesn't get a whole lot. Jonathan Taylor coming back off of injury, but how do you sit a fully, quotation fingers here, fully healthy Jonathan Taylor? And then you got Kenneth Walker and Breece Hall too. So I think if you want to just play it, super safe, you go Walker and Hall, but I don't know how you can sit Taylor and Swift as well. Taylor Swift. Can we sit Taylor Swift right now?
Has she come up with a new album recently?
I don't pay no attention. I have no idea. I saw her in a commercial for something the other day, but I wasn't listening.
I would agree. I mean, your highest upside here, and maybe I'm smoking the good stuff right now. Maybe your highest upside is Kenneth Walker and Breece Hall.
I mean,
but how do you sit Jonathan Taylor?
Safest. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how you do that. I don't see how you could possibly do that when he's fully healthy. I mean, what is going to happen if you bench Jonathan Taylor today or for this week and he comes out and puts up 35 points and you benched your number 1 overall pick?
Yep.
I mean, how do you do that?
If I'm setting my lineup, I'm setting Hall and Taylor here.
You're sitting Hall. You're sitting or setting?
Setting it with Hall and Taylor.
You're going Hall and Taylor. You're sitting Walker and Swift.
Yes.
Honestly, I think any mixture of Taylor, Walker, and Hall would be fine for my lineup. Yep. I don't disagree. I personally couldn't sit Jonathan Taylor. If I'm sitting my first round pick when he's apparently healthy, then I'm already, admitting I made the wrong choice anyway. So I'm probably going Taylor and Hall as well.
Next question.
That was a hard one. That was way too damn hard for
that
a
was
Saturday
a tough
morning.
one. You need more flex spots is what you need.
Yes.
K Chu. Hello, airliners. Another week of support. Yet again, appreciate you.
Bam.
One, just made my 5th trade of the year. Gave Debo and Jamal Williams plus Brandon Robinson for Cooper Kupp. I don't hate that. As long as you had good depth at running back, I'm good with that. If Robinson was like your RB3 and now you only have 2 RBs, then we might have an issue.
Right.
But other than that, no, I like it.
I don't hate that.
I don't hate it at all. All Rise 99. All sitting if you're a Yankees fan right now. Pick 3 in a standard league. Higgins,
Damn.
Pittman. Same. I'm just taking shots at the Yankees.
You just pop. Didn't even give a dude a warning or nothing.
Sorry, All Rise.
All Rise. I
help
apologize for my colleague here. Just straight up left hooking you at 2:13 p.m. on a Saturday.
Y'all getting beaten by cheaters. Higgins, Pittman, St. Brown, and Waddle. We have to pick 3 in a standard. There's part of me that says that I sit Higgins out of the 4 of these because he's...
I don't... Man, these ones today are tough. This is... You're going to end up leaving points on your bench. I mean, at some point, and you look at safety-wise, Waddle is the one coming into the weekend with an injury designation that could be the most questionable, but he's been like that for weeks and is still producing.
Yep.
So that's where the problem is. I mean, I'm not sitting a healthy Amon-Ra. Michael Pittman is benefiting from Alec Pierce being a thing right now. T. Higgins is a top 12, top 15 wide receiver. I don't know if there is an easy choice here to make. If I'm playing it safest, I sit Waddle with the injury designation and just cross my fingers that he doesn't go for 30 this week.
Why do we have, on a week where we have 4 teams on a bye with terrific players, why are you all asking us if you need to sit one of top 15 options? This is the second question we've had today.
This is tough. I mean, those are all studs. I don't want to sit any one of them. I mean, I'm almost thinking about making a trade so you don't have to make these decisions every week, and you can get somebody maybe at a running back position if you're a little bit weaker there.
I'm going to the rankings here real quick. I have got...
A ton of people do, King Arthur, and it should be the immediate red flag as to not listen to them.
I've got Pittman, Waddle, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, all his top 10 wide receivers.
And what's Higgins?
Higgins is 13.
Yeah, so you got 4 top 13 players at the position.
Higgins is the guy I sit then, I guess. And you know what? Do not come back here next week and tell us that we told you to make the wrong decision because it's a crapshoot.
One of our kids.
Oh man. Carlos Mendoza, B-Rob or Jeff Wilson in a standard league. Thanks, guys. I think we got to go with Brian Robinson.
Yep, I'm going Brian Rob. I think he's still a solid option that could get 15 touches. I mean, I don't know if we can say that for sure about Jeff Wilson. Plus, we know B-Rob probably going to get the goal line work.
Marlowe, trade Juju and Foreman for Gallup. Solid at running back. I mean, I don't hate it.
I don't hate it. I don't know if it makes you infinitely better in any way.
Right. I mean, and then you kind of keep the running back depth. And, I mean, Juju, I think, is going to be just as sporadic as Gallup is. I do think Gallup is going to have some big games down the stretch, but just like Juju, Juju's tied to a little bit of a better quarterback, too. So
the only thing with Juju that you could maybe put into play is I know the Chiefs have been rumored as a potential landing spot for Odell Beckham at some point. Does that even happen? We don't know. If that does, that would limit the target share to Juju. But, I mean, overall, I mean, I think it's pretty much a wash. I'm not on the bandwagon of the running backs of Carolina, so I don't hate it. Like I said, I just don't think it makes you much better.
Devin Chakowski in a full PPR flex, Juju, A.J. Dillon, Garrett Wilson, or Melvin Gordon this week. It looks like we're picking just one.
Just one in a full PPR. In a full PPR.
Part of me wants to go back to Melvin Gordon. I don't know why. I did a film breakdown of the Broncos this past week. Gordon doesn't look all that bad for as bad as that offense has looked. I know he essentially got benched last week. I just don't feel like they're going away from him. I feel like it was a one-game thing. I'm not going to tell you to start him, though.
Yeah, I think if it's me in a full PPR, I'll gamble and I'll go with Juju, the guy who's going to get 8+ targets a week in a game going up against San Francisco with a beat-up defense for the most part. I mean, we can't trust any of the other guys. At least Juju's getting volume each week. Is he going to have a huge week like last week? I mean, that was very big play dependent, but at least we know he's getting the volume in a PPR. Maybe gives you that safer floor.
Now, if you're wanting to go a high upside, you can go Garrett Wilson, knowing that we're not going to have any Elijah Moore, but Elijah Moore didn't have any targets last week either, and he didn't do anything. So
Elijah Moore was active, but basically sat last week. So.
Oh, man. Frizz Biscuit.
Who's Biscuit?
Frisket Biscuit.
Frisket Biscuit.
Frisket Biscuit. Bizikit. Jeff Wilson, Gus Edwards, hopefully Kareem Hunt or Justice Hill, and a half PPR. I'm a bit in a bind thanks to CMC. I mean, I've got to go Kareem Hunt here. We don't know what CMC is going to be. Gus Edwards might not play this week still. Could potentially still. Don't know if you go with him. Justice Hill has missed. I'd just probably go with Kareem Hunt. Hopefully he finds the end zone.
Yep, that's what I'm hoping for too.
Where's the member button? Taylor, you are a member, so you don't see one.
Who?
Not our Taylor. Taylor 954 said, "Where's the member button?" But he is one, so you wouldn't see it. Ethan becoming a member for the 15th month. Ethan, appreciate you being a member of Excessive Chubb. Hey, guys, is Judy a start with Russell Wilson out? Love you guys. Keep on that grind. He wasn't a start for me with Russell Wilson in. I don't think I'm changing that designation.
Yeah, probably not. If I had to gamble on one guy, it would be Sutton over Judy as of right now.
Tanner Jeffries, start Tua or Geno this week. I'm going back to Tua, baby.
So, I mean, I have Tua higher, but everybody just needs to know that that is more of the high upside, riskier play. Geno's probably the safer floor guy, but if it's me, I'm gambling. I'm throwing Tua back in there here this week,
exactly,
and hoping he can have that high ceiling.
If it was my team, unless I had like a Patrick Mahomes or a Josh Allen or a Lamar Jackson, I'm probably starting Tua this week.
Yeah.
Full PPR flex from JK, ETN or Ayuk.
I'd
probably go with ETN here to be safe.
I probably do too. I probably think he's the safer option. Ayuk is still that high upside, high ceiling guy in a potential shootout, but the range of outcomes for Ayuk is like 3 points or like 23 points. where ETN's probably going to get you that solid 12, 10 to 12, but he has that opportunity for 20 plus as well. If it's me, I feel a little bit better about ETN.
Yeah, and Ayuk again has that upside, but we also still don't know what this offense is going to look like with CMC now too, and what kind of a role he's going to have this week. So, Wes Horner, pick one: Brian Robinson or Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams probably has a little bit more upside because how many goal line touches he gets.
Yep.
Brian Robinson is going to have a safer floor. So if you're looking to be safe with this pick, it's Brian Robinson for me.
Yeah. I mean, you got to remember, Jamal Williams was still a thing with a healthy DeAndre Swift.
Yep.
He wasn't getting, crazy work, but he was getting 12 touches a game with a healthy, DeAndre Swift, and was getting goal line touches. So
yep.
That's not going to change.
Yep. Alec Pierce or David Montgomery in the flex. Alec Pierce has definitely more upside than David Montgomery.
That I would have to agree with as well.
Yep. And then Cade Otton or Hunter Henry in a full PPR. I probably risk it with Hunter Henry here.
I probably do. I mean, we really don't know a whole lot about the quarterback situation in New England. Is it Mac Jones? Is it Bailey Zappi? Can they bring Mac Jones back? Even though Bailey Zappi is playing so well, Zappi is obviously targeting the tight ends more than Mac Jones was. I mean, it's a toss-up, but yeah, I'd probably lean towards Henry.
Isaac Cordova becoming a member for the 15th month. Appreciate you, Isaac. Thoughts on Gus Edwards? Drop Pollard for him. I wouldn't drop Pollard for him, but I definitely would add him to my roster if I can.
If there's another option, yes.
Yep.
Not Pollard, though.
Yep. Chad Powers upgraded his membership to full Chubb. Chad, appreciate you. The Kern. Full PPR flex Sutton, Kenyon Drake, or Njoku. Safest option is probably going to be Kenyon Drake.
I'm going Kenyon Drake.
Yep.
A great matchup for him going up against Cleveland. They allow the top 5 most fantasy points to opposing running backs, and we have no J.K. Dobbins.
Crookersaw, Gallup, Algier, or Foreman for the flex in a standard league. Your highest upside with Dak Prescott being back is going to be Michael Gallup.
I agree. That's where I would go. The highest opportunity for a touchdown, the best offense of the bunch.
Algier, I mean, he's losing a lot of touches still to Huntley right now, and Foreman, we don't know what that backfield is going to look like. We do know that it sounds like Foreman's going to start, but Chuba is going to see quite a bit of work in the passing game, it sounds like.
Yes.
Red Hulk already starting Aaron Jones, so we got to pick 2 in a PPR league for him. CMC, Dillon, and Robinson Jr. Robinson's going to be one for me.
And being that you're already starting Aaron Jones,
probably risk it with CMC.
I probably
now, if they come out and say CMC is not going to play at all for some reason, then obviously you got to put Dillon in.
Yeah, but as of right now, that's probably one of those situations where if you're going with Aaron Jones, Brian Robinson, then I'm risking it with CMC.
Also pick 2 in a PPR league. CMC, Dillon, Robinson Jr., Mostert, or the Dobbs. Probably go Brian Robinson Jr. here again.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to help a whole lot in a PPR league, but, I mean, Dobbs isn't exactly lighting the world on fire right this second either. I think if you want to gamble, it's Dobbs and CMC, but if you want to play it a little bit safer, I'd do the same thing as before and go Robinson CMC and just hope for the best.
Yep.
I mean, I'm worried about starting CMC this week. I love what he's going to potentially be in that offense. That's an offense that has made Jeff Wilson Jr., Raheem Mostert, I mean, Tevin Coleman for a little bit there. They made them fantasy viable options. Nobody even knew who the hell, Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson Jr. were until they got into the offense of San Francisco. He can make big things happen with CMC. It's just this first week, I'm worried about it. Just because I just don't know how many touches he's going to get.
Whew, lots of difficult questions out here today.
Y'all making me sweat.
Red Hulk already oh, wait, that's one we just did. My bad. Catherine West. I have Gabe Davis out and need a wide receiver. Mooney or Drake London? I still got Drake London higher than Mooney.
And I feel like, Drake London's going to be in a game probably trailing to Cincinnati, and they're having to throw a little bit more. So I'm going to go with London as well.
Frank Grillo, Dak, or Herbert. I'm still going Herbert this week with Dak's first game back.
I mean, being that you have another option there in Herbert, I don't mind that. I'm not worried to start Dak this week, but Herbert's a great second option there, so I'll probably play it a little bit safer with him as well.
And then T.J. Hawkinson or Gerald Everett. I have still got Gerald Everett a smidgen higher. Both of them are very high risk, though.
I agree. I'm going to go with Everett. Sounds like Parham's still banged up, and probably no Keenan Allen again as well. So I'm going to go Everett.
And my stuff just scrolled, so
Rahul
I gotta go back
Mishra
up.
also becoming a new member of Holden Chubb. What's going on, Rahul? Jeffrey Foote says, hey, fellas, pick one for a flex in a full PPR. Got Hurst, Woods, or Bateman if he plays. Thanks, boys. I don't love any of them. I will be honest. If I had to choose one, if it's me as of right now, it's Bobby Trees, Robert Woods, but I don't love it.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of I don't love it answers.
There's going to be a lot of I don't love it's this week. But sometimes we just got to make those tough decisions.
Richard, if you join a membership tier, it's reoccurring. So it just charges you every month until you cancel it. Yep. And it's good for 30 days from the time you purchase it. So if you purchase it like on the 22nd now, then it will go 30 days out before it restarts up again.
A lot of super chats coming in. Don't forget, we will get to every single one of them. We are getting a little bit behind, but we're going to continue talking until our voices go out pretty much. How about Salty Kremet? It says, love you guys. Having a winning record in all three of my leagues. This week at Flex, am I starting Pickens or Kenyon Drake? And for me, with no J.K. Dobbins now, a questionable Gus Edwards, and Justice Hill coming off of an injury, I'm going Kenyon Drake there personally.
Agreed. Much safer. K-Chu, Lamar, Jones, Pierce, Chubb, Waddle, Samuel, Evans. For this week, okay, hold on. Back up. So Lamar is his quarterback. For the running back position, we need 2 out of Jones, Pierce, and Chubb. Chubb, obviously, 100% starting. Is Jones or Pierce, and we can pick a flex. So we're starting all 3 of these guys,
all 3
correct?
of them, then, yes. Exactly.
All right. And then Waddle, Samuel, or Evans, we can only start 2.
Is that Debo Samuel or Curtis Samuel? Because if that's Debo Samuel, all of a sudden we got an issue.
If it's Curtis Samuel, it's Waddle and Evans 100%. That we know. If it's Debo Samuel, part of me wants to sit Debo this week. I don't think Christian McCaffrey is a good thing for him. I see people trying to tell me otherwise, and I understand why you would think that, but a lot of the intermediate targets that Debo Samuel once saw could go to Christian McCaffrey, and I don't know what it's going to look like this week.
But I don't know if that happens this week or not, is the problem.
I know. That's why I don't want to start Debo.
If it's me...
I'd probably go Waddle and Debo.
Man.
And I sit Evans against Carolina, right?
I don't know if I can. I don't know. I'm going to, okay, if that's how you're going to go, I totally get that, because obviously I want to start all 6 of these guys. If it's my team personally, I'm going to take all the guys with the huge ceilings, because all of their floors are fairly safe. I'm going to just shoot for the moon here, even though I like Dameon Pierce. I actually have him ranked higher. Actually, no, he's 1 spot lower than Aaron Jones this week. But Jones, Chubb, Waddle, Debo, and Evans can win you your matchups by themselves.
I was just getting ready to ask you that.
Pierce can give you a solid, great day. But can he win it for you? I don't know about that in that Houston offense. So I'm going Jones and Chubb, and then I'm going Waddle, Samuel, and Evans with one of them at the flex.
All right, so now that we've broke all that down, I'm not worried about Waddle, and he's had an injury designation, it feels like, every single week this season, and the dude is still putting up massive points. Nobody wanted to start him last week, and look what he did. Yep. I'm starting Waddle in that offense, 100%. New York Jets or the Green Bay Packers?
Is that for the defense?
Defense. I've got the Jets the highest.
I got to go with the Jets. I mean, you got Brett Rippon starting for the first time in like 2 years, and they're playing great.
Brett Rippon.
Rip it and rip it.
Marvin Lewis. Not the Marvin Lewis that lost his job. Start one. Dak Carr or Brady?
Dak Carr or Brady. Right now I have Dak and Brady back-to-back in my rankings, with Dak being one spot higher. Just because I love the matchup going up against Detroit.
Anybody against Detroit.
Anybody against Detroit. Yes.
Kendall LaFavor. In a PPR league, Lockett, Curtis Samuel, or Dobbs? Lockett for me. I still have Lockett higher this week.
Yes. I mean, I know he's been banged up as well, but out of the other options, probably have to go that way as long as he's good to go.
And then Pollard, Stevenson, or Dillon. I'm still starting Stevenson this week. F. Damian Harris.
Yes. Regardless of Damian Harris, I'm still starting Stevenson. Stevenson's a guy that was getting almost 15 points a game with Damian Harris.
I was going to say, he was like a top 15
He was a top 20, top 25
point.
guy with Damian Harris. So I'm still going with Stevenson. Even though I like Pollard against Detroit again, I'm going with Stevenson still.
Somebody in the chat just said I can't start Chubb. You're
Then
lost.
why do you have him?
If you're not going to start the running back 2 on the year, why own him? He's RB2 still, right?
Let's put it this 2 or 3, something like that. Whatever it is, if you're going to sit the best options in fantasy football on a week like this, why do you play fantasy football? What are you trying to accomplish? Like, what are you trying to get to? Because if you sit him and get too cute and he goes for 25, you look like an absolute idiot. If you don't, and he struggles a little bit, you played one of the best players in football. Like, I can't sit studs like that ever.
Yeah.
I just can't.
I'd say it's a bad process to sit your studs. If you've got top 5 players at a position and you're sitting them, it is a bad process. If it works out for you, it is because you got lucky, and that's all there is to it.
Yep.
And yeah, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good in fantasy football and really anything in particular. But also, it's not good to follow that tactic week in and week out.
Yep.
Because it will bite you in the butt.
Yep.
Batmac Gaming becoming a member for the 14th month. What's good, y'all? Hope y'all doing good. Same to you, Batmac. Also, pick 1.5 PPR Woods, Garrett Wilson, or Josh Reynolds.
How many are we picking? Pick
Josh
one?
Reynolds is still questionable right now.
Yeah, he is. I mean, if it's me, I'm going to gamble and go with Bobby Trees coming off the bye week.
Yep. Same.
Yep.
And then Dylan or Robinson the rest of the season. Neither.
Is that James Robinson or Brian Robinson?
If it's Brian Robinson, I'm going Brian Robinson over Dylan. If it's James Robinson,
I'm probably going Dylan over James Robinson.
The only reason I am is because, let's say Travis Etienne gets hurt and misses time. Is it automatically going to make James Robinson an RB1? I don't think so.
Probably not.
If Aaron Jones gets hurt and misses time, Dylan's an RB1.
100%.
100%. Look at us being super smart today. Lit Nick out here gifting 5 memberships to the Fantasy
Lit
Headliners
Nick in the
community.
chat.
Lit Nick is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Everybody, a little hashtag Nick in the chat.
Appreciate you, Nick. SSG Kings EZ, Debo or Pittman for the second wide receiver this week. I've actually got Pittman higher than Debo this week.
I mean, I like both of them, so I don't know if there's a wrong answer. I think Pittman is probably safer.
I'm an absolute liar. I've got Debo higher than Pittman.
Okay, well, yeah, what I was going to say is I think Pittman is still safer with the given the unknown of Debo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey.
And Tennessee allows the second most fantasy points per game to wide receivers.
Yes. So, I mean, if it's me, I'm a guy that I want to try to put those guys in my lineup that can just win me weeks. Debo's one of those guys, and that's probably where I go by a hair.
Lit Nick said if we get to 400 likes by 3 p.m., which is in 26 minutes, then he will gift more subs.
Wait a second. We got to get to what number? How many likes?
400. We're only
Nick,
at 190. We have 192 likes and almost 1,000 people watching right now.
You got to up that bar, Nick. Make him work for it, Nick.
Here
they come. The likes are going to start popping in.
Yep, now they're hitting the like button. Leandre Nicholson becoming a member for the 4th month. Leandre, appreciate you. You guys are great. You're great. Best fantasy channel in history. I agree.
Appreciate you.
Start 2, Curtis Samuel, Mike Williams, and Cortland Sutton. I'm going with, I know he had a bad week last week. I'm going Samuel and Mike Williams here.
I'm thinking.
I was going to say, are you frozen or thinking?
I'm not frozen. Because I'm thinking, okay, so you got Curtis Samuel now with Taylor Heineke. You got Cortland Sutton now with Brett Rippon. Mike Williams with no Keenan Allen. So obviously, even though Mike Williams is a guy who's been up and down, I feel like Mike Williams is the must here out of this group.
Yep.
Which leaves us between Samuel and Sutton. Samuel may be slightly safer because he gets the volume. Sutton may have the higher touchdown upside in an offense that has more playmakers.
It also is full PPR.
Then I'll probably lean towards Williams and Samuel and cross my fingers.
Okay, same thing. And then Green Bay or the Jacksonville defense.
I'm gonna go with the Green Bay defense.
Green Bay. Curtis Jones, Godwin plus Stevenson for Tyreek Hill. If you're deep at running back, yes. If you're not relying on Stevenson every single week, I'm fine with that.
If you're starting Stevenson right now because he's one of your best options, then I don't do it.
Right.
If he's just sitting on your bench because you're stacked, then that's when I do it.
Daichi becoming a member for the 10th month. Early stream vibes. Keep up the great work. Daichi, appreciate you. Tasty Tony. Season is looking sad since I had Wilson and Mitchell. Need a wide receiver and a flex this week. Bateman, Sutton, James Robinson, Doobs, Jeff Wilson, and Foreman. Thanks. I'm Xing out Wilson and Foreman right off the bat.
Okay.
Xing them out. For my wide receiver, Bateman, Sutton, or Doobs. Dobbs is going to have the highest upside for me.
Probably. I mean, I probably lean towards Dobbs. I'm not opposed to Sutton, but I think Dobbs may be slightly safer.
And then James Robinson,
as the
Sutton,
flex.
or Bateman at the flex.
I think if you want to play it safer, it's J-Rob. If you're willing to gamble at that point, then it becomes Sutton.
Unless news has broken very recently, I have not heard for sure that Gus Edwards is out this week. Last thing I read was that Harbaugh basically said he could still play.
And even if he does play, he's not going to get a whole lot coming off it's his first game coming off of a torn ACL. Mm-hmm. He's not going to get a ton, especially after they just lost J.K. Dobbins.
Sammy Cat dropping a 20 bomb in the super chat. Sammy, appreciate you. Very generous donation. My team is Daniel Jones, Chubb, Aaron Jones, Higgins, Allen Lazard, Hayden Hurst, Josh Jacobs with Bateman, Gabe Davis, Ramondre Stevenson, Eagles D, Dobbs, Walker. In a full PPR 12 team, I was offered Devontae Adams for Josh Jacobs and Kenneth Walker III. You need help there. Jake, is there any chance that we tried to trade Aaron Jones instead of Kenneth Walker?
I mean, he's going to have the name value right now. Recent production is going to make the price be lower, though, and you may not be able to get as much for him. And that's the only concern. I mean, I'm not opposed to it if you can get something solid in return.
Part of me wants to turn around. So you're trading Jacobs and Kenneth Walker.
That's a lot.
I probably try to turn around and try to give Jacobs and Ramondre Stevenson and then keep Chubb, Aaron Jones, and Kenneth Walker the rest of the season.
Either way, you still have those three top guys, and I'm okay with that to get Devontae Adams.
The only problem you run into... Okay, let's back up for one more second here. Sorry, because I read this again and I don't know. You've got Gabe Davis. So is it more important to get Devontae Adams and lose some of your running back depth, or to keep the running back depth and run Higgins and Davis out there? Part of me wants to risk it. Part of me also thinks that if your quarterback is Daniel Jones, you've got Jalen Hurts too. Dude, you've got so much upside here. You've got Chubb, you've got Aaron Jones. You can switch out Jacobs or Kenneth Walker.
Yep.
If you're really looking for a wide receiver upgrade, if I'm being honest with you, I try to pair Higgins with like Stevenson and get somebody that's a little bit lower than what Devontae Adams may be. Instead of giving up two running backs, try to give up a running back and a wide receiver.
Yeah, if at all possible. That way you're not losing a ton of depth at just one position in order to get something somewhere else.
Hell, I might even try doing like offering Alan Lazard and Ramondre Stevenson to the Chris Godwin owner. Who knows how smart the people are in your league, but
Yeah,
I would
exactly.
try lowballing some people with an offer like that first before I start trading 2 running backs.
Yep.
That took a long time to answer that one, but I think it was good for us to go through that a little bit more. All right. Jake, you want to do a little dual flow here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do you want super chat or do you want regular chat?
I'll go super chat. We'll go back and forth each week.
All right. Well, I'm just going to scroll all the way to the bottom on the super chat because I lost my spot.
Okay, good.
All right. Back and forth. Jake's going to kick it off here.
All right, here we go. JR Fuentes becoming a member of Full Chub. I mean, he's got an entire handful right this second. Bilal K, NFL cards revealed last night. NFL cards revealed last night was... Oh, he's talking about your break, probably, Kyle. Quick tight end question. Everett or Schultz? I'm nervous about Schultz. Love the show. Thanks for what you guys do. I understand the worry with Schultz, but with him and Dak back and healthy, the biggest issue with Schultz is him re-aggravating during the game. I think if you want to play it safe, you go Everett. If you want to gamble a little bit higher, that's when you go Schultz.
Good day from Alan. Lawrence, Tua, or Pickett? I'm going with Tua there.
Derek Preston. Sup, guys? I'm 4-2 in a full PPR. I was offered Justin Jefferson for DeAndre Hopkins and Mike Williams. My other wide receivers are Amari Cooper, Tyler Lockett, Jalen Waddle. My quarterback is Herbert. Getting Jefferson for D-Hop and Williams is a lot, especially with what we saw with D-Hop this week. He's going to get peppered with targets. If you're okay with being reliable on either a banged-up Waddle or having to start Amari Cooper, if you're willing to take that risk, I don't mind the trade for Justin Jefferson. But you have to know going in that you're sacrificing a lot of your best depth at that position in order to do it.
Still 48 likes away from Lit Nick giving away more gifted memberships. Y'all better start hitting that freaking like button. Lamont, how can I recover from the McCaffrey trade? I have Elijah Mitchell and Jeff Wilson. That's a loaded question, Lamont, because if you don't have Christian McCaffrey, you really don't need Elijah Mitchell or Jeff Wilson anymore. So try to make a deal, find someone on waivers.
Yep. Jordan McQueen, Sutton, Judy, or Claypool in a full PPR. I'm probably still gambling, going for the touchdown upside of Cortland Sutton there, Jordan.
Rest of season, standard scoring Christian Kirk or Rashad Bateman. Right now, I got to go with Christian Kirk. He's seeing way more volume than Bateman is.
Dominique Damo, full PPR, 3 wide receivers. I can only start 2 out of Alec Pierce, Drake London, or Cortland Sutton. Debo is already starting, and Keenan Allen is on your bench hurt. So out of those 2 in a full PPR, I'm definitely going to put in Alec Pierce for that full PPR aspect, give you that volume, and then it's between Drake London and Cortland Sutton. If you want to play it a little bit safer, it's Drake London as your other option. If you want to gamble, if you want to shoot for the stars and get a higher potential upside, that's when you go with Sutton.
Wendy's McNuggets, Judy, Dobbs, or Pickens in a full PPR, going Dobbs this week.
Daichi, Dalton Schultz or Noah Fant, Dallas or Denver defense, flex 2. Let's just start here at the top. Dalton Schultz or Noah Fant. I'm going to go with Dalton Schultz and gamble at that point. Dallas or Denver's defense. Give me the Denver defense as of right now. Flex 2 in a PPR out of Kenyon Drake, Claypool, Wilson, or Carter. It's going to be Kenyon Drake is one of them. All the other ones are completely boom or bust. There's no safety here whatsoever. I'll gamble at that point, and I'm going to go with Chase Claypool and Kenyon Drake.
Another loaded team question. I already started Olave, so start 1 wide receiver, 2 running backs, and a flex. Chase, Pittman, Chubb, Mixon, or ETN. I'm starting Chubb and Mixon at running back. I'm starting Chase at your wide receiver, and I'm flexing Pittman. And next week, don't start Olave over Chase or Pittman.
Let's see here. Austin J. Start Tua or Rodgers in a 1-quarterback league. I have right now, Tua is 1 spot higher actually than Aaron Rodgers. So I have Tua higher, and then you're going to flex Walker or Stevenson. Got to be able to get them both in there. If you have to choose one, I have Stevenson ranked higher as of right now. He's just a little bit more of a gamble, but that's where I'm going.
Waddle or Doomtar?
The hell is Doomtar?
What?
Sounds like something from a video game. Like you don't want to step on the Doomtar.
The same thing. Oh no, I fell in the Doomtar. Help me out.
Yeah.
I mean, I would play Waddle over Doomtar.
Yeah, I don't even know who Doomtar is. Jackson George, welcome to Full Chubb. Also out there holding so much Chubb right now. The Ron Blair says, do I flex ETN, Sutton, Davis, or Bateman? If it's my team, personally, I'm going with Travis Etienne there this week.
It was supposed to be Amon-Ra.
Amon-Ra is now Doomtar. Okay.
I feel a new nickname coming on. I'm
Doomtar.
still going to go with Waddle over Amon-Ra this week.
And there it is, 400 likes, and Litnick gifting another 5 memberships.
Woo!
Litnick is a legend out here. This dude is just, he's going to become the most popular person of this channel. He's going to be more popular than us, Kyle.
Do what?
He's more popular than we are.
It's starting to feel like that, but that's okay.
Hashtag Doomtar in the chat.
Hashtag Doomtar. Do I play Kenyon Drake or Brian Robinson? Kenyon Drake, for me, has a little bit more upside. B-Rob probably a little bit safer.
And Nick has just gifted another 5 memberships.
Subs.
Y'all better go out there and throw some love in the chat for Nick. Because Nick is out there taking care of people. He's even Ric Flair wooing in the chat. That's what I'm talking about. Nick, absolute legend. He says, okay, I'll stop. LMAO.
I got
he's
Goddard for Njoku and McKenzie. Good trade. I think I skipped you there. My bad. It's basically a wash. Njoku and Goddard are in the same tier together.
All right, Tanner Henricks, Rodgers or Lawrence. Henry, that's what I thought. Rodgers or Lawrence. I have Rodgers higher this week. Tunyon or Schultz. I'm going to gamble and go with Schultz. And between Brian Robinson Jr., Swift, and ETN, I can only pick 2 of them. If you want to play it safer, it's Robinson and ETN. But if you're willing to gamble and accept the responsibility of it, then it becomes Swift and ETN. And then I have Ayuk, Dobbs, and Deontay. I don't know how many you need, so I'll put them in order. I will go, to say this is a PPR or not, it does not say. I'm going to go Deontay, Ayuk, Dobbs in that order.
Wan'Dale Robinson or Christian Kirk for Robert, going with Christian Kirk.
Yerbo with dropping a 10 bomb. Appreciate you, Yerbo. I need a backup wide receiver 2 on a full PPR team just for this week. Choosing between Reynolds, Moore, Bateman, Judy, Dobbs, Woods, Pickens, Samuel, Garrett Wilson, and DeAndre Carter. Those are the players that are currently available. Thank you. So you have to have one as a wide receiver 2 in a full PPR week. I'm guessing that's DJ Moore since Elijah Moore is not playing. Bateman banged up. Reynolds banged up. Judy with a different quarterback. Dobbs, Woods, Pickens. That's Curtis Samuel in there as well. I mean, you got a bunch of guys that are hit or miss. I think if you want to play it safer in a full PPR, you go towards Curtis Samuel. If you're willing to gamble a little bit, then it becomes Romeo Doubs.
Tone, going Godwin over Deontay in the flex for sure.
Darren Hem need to sit 2 in a PPR. So we're sitting 2 of Gordon, Edmonds, the Duve, Swift, Deontay Johnson, Jalen Waddle, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. So we're not sitting any of the last 4 based off of these. That would leave us sitting Melvin Gordon and Chase Edmonds. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need to start one of those out of the Duve, Edmonds, and Gordon. I'll gamble and go with Gordon and sit the Duve, Devin Duvernay, and Chase Edmonds.
Khalil, are we starting Edwards, Drake, or Mooney? We're going to be starting Drake there.
Yep. Christopher Gilmore. Need help at flex playing the wife. Oh, you can't lose this week, Christopher. You just can't. Bateman, Sutton, Damian Harris, Brian Robinson, Hunt, or pick up Drake. I think if you want to gamble for the highest upside, you go Drake. I think if you want to play it a little bit safer and maybe you can pick up some points elsewhere based off your roster, it's Brian Robinson to be slightly safer. But if it's me, I'm gambling with Drake.
James, bench 1, Ramondre Stevenson, Aaron Jones, St. Brown, also known as Doomtar, Godwin, or Higgins. Out of all these guys, I'm going to start the wide receivers. Ramondre Stevenson, I would like to have him out there, but again, knowing that Damian Harris may or may not be, I say we just skip the risk and the wait on Monday night and just go with Jones, St. Brown, Godwin, and Higgins.
Let the record reflect that Nick has been out there gifting subs all morning, asked for 400 likes, stopped at 437, 1,000 people watching. If you do not hit the like button right now, there is zero chance that you will ever get a gifted membership from Lit Nick. How about we go to Jonathan Warbe. Gents, need 2 wide receivers and a flex and a half PPR out of Ayuk, Keenan Allen, Bateman, Dobbs, Hines, Latavius Murray. 2 wide receivers and a flex. I'm going to go with Brandon Ayuk and the Romeo Doubs. And then for your flex, I probably gamble with Latavius Murray, but I don't love it again. And then you got T-Law, Henry, and Joku Etienne. Thank you for that's the rest of your team. Yeah, that's where I go as of right now, Jonathan.
Litnick said if we don't get to 1,000 likes on this stream, he will never gift another membership ever again. Oh my gosh, y'all don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
Aaron, we're picking one. Bateman, Terry, DJ Moore, Dobbs, Brandon Cooks, or Pickens, excuse me. Out of all those, I'm going with Dobbs.
Adrian is out there in the chat trying to tell us how to say Romeo Doubs' name. Everybody let him know that this is how we do things here. Mark Moling, CEH or Drake, thank you. As of right now, with no J.K. Dobbins, I'm going to lean towards Drake slightly.
Pierce Myers versus Chicago secondary or DJ Moore and a half. We're going with Pierce there for sure.
Carlos Douglas Jr. in a full PPR, Schultz or Cade Otton. Love the show. At that point, I'm going to gamble and go ahead and go with Dalton Schultz.
Rest of season standard scoring, CEH or Brian Robinson Jr. Brian Robinson is going to be safer, especially in standard scoring.
Jeremy says he's in 2 leagues. One of them he's 1-5. The other one he's 4-2. It's totally unpredictable. LOL.
Pickens or Pierce? It's going to be Pierce for me, regardless of which Pierce it is, Carrie.
Ryan Davis, Dobbins out. Should I pick up Latavius Murray or Brian Robinson off of waivers? Personally, if it's me, I'm going towards Brian Robinson. The backfield is somewhat clearer in Washington.
Awesome Key Comics, Hunt or Dillon in a half PPR. This one's tough. I probably, even though they haven't been getting a whole lot of volume, I probably still risk it with Dillon this week over Hunt.
Mark Malaire, trade away Najee Harris for Pittman. Thank you, guys. Mark, it really depends on what other options you have at running back. In order to make that trade, I love Michael Pittman, but you need to have 3 other solid starting running backs on your roster in order to make that trade.
Ladies and gentlemen, I see people asking about the Super Chats. Yes, we are still reading Super Chats. If you haven't heard yours yet, that means it hasn't been answered yet. We haven't missed any. We're working our way through it, and we'll get caught up. Patrick, Tunyon, Henry, or Moreau, PPR because he lost Waller. Tunyon is going to be your safest bet there.
Julio Pena, becoming a member for the 9th month of Excessive Chubb. Start 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, and 2 flex in a non-PPR. So a standard league, we got Swift, Lazard, Robinson, Kenneth Walker, Sutton, Cooks, Bateman, Jeff Wilson Jr., Thanks. Kisses for your foreheads. Appreciate you, Julio. So for 1 running back, I'm going to say for right now that's going to be Kenneth Walker. For your 1 wide receiver, the safest option there is probably going to be Allen Lazard for your 1 wide receiver. For your 2 flexes, if you want to gamble a little bit, it becomes Swift and Sutton. If you want to play it a little bit safer, the safer option is going to be Sutton and Brian Robinson Jr. If you want to play it safe, the ceiling just isn't overly high.
Dobbs, Brian Robinson, Gallup, CMC, or Alec Pierce and a PPR. I mean, if you want upside and you want to roll, if you want to roll it for them biscuits, I'm making up that new term there, then you can go with CMC. If you're looking for high upside, though, and you don't trust CMC right now, then it's Dobbs for me.
Jonathan Bridger says, traded A.J. Dillon and Alec Pierce for Mike Williams. Did I spend too much? Potentially, right? Because the thing with Mike Williams is at some point Keenan Allen's going to come back and take some of those targets. The problem is Mike Williams, that he could actually benefit from that because right now opposing defenses just are going towards Mike Williams and trying to take him away. So did you spend too much? I'm not going to say yes, but right now it's going to be a little bit iffy. You've lost some depth in hopes that Keenan Allen can come back here pretty soon.
Etienne or Ayuk in a PPR flex. I'm going to roll. If you want upside, you're going with Ayuk there. If you want to be safe, you're going with Etienne.
Blake Hidday, need a wide receiver and a flex. Can't decide between Ayuk, Myers, DJ Moore, and David Montgomery. A wide receiver and a flex out of Ayuk, Myers, Moore, and Montgomery. I think if you want to play it the safest option, it's Myers and Demont in the flex. If you want to gamble for the higher upside, it's Ayuk and Montgomery in the flex.
Every time someone says Doomtar in the chat, I laugh.
Dude, I love Doomtar.
That's so...
If you do not put that on the slide in week 8 for his name, you're missing an opportunity, Kyle.
Lots of questions right now. Why? And I'm going to answer a lot of questions in one overview here. Why do we like Dobbs so much this week? Because they're facing an offense that allows the 5th most fantasy points per game to opposing wide receivers. And oh yeah, by the way, they got embarrassed by the New York Jets last week.
And I'm not going to say we're like overly high on him.
Yeah, I've got him as like a wide receiver. Like I've got him at wide receiver.
He's probably close to like wide receiver 25-ish or so in your rankings. I had maybe even later. 29. So it's not like we're overly hyping the guy, just based off the options that are out there. JQ, becoming a member of Holden Chubb for 6 months, says PPR, pick one wide receiver, 2 running backs, and a flex. Sutton, Gallup, Pickens, Pierce. Okay, so for the 1 wide receiver here, I'll play it safe and say that that's going to be Alec Pierce. For your 2 running backs, you got Jones, Mostert, or Drake. CMC, he might not play. Other PPR walk. That's a different league. All right, so I'm a little confused here. You got a couple different questions here. So I don't know if you have Christian McCaffrey or not, or if you're just saying that he might not play. Being that you don't have him listed as a player on your squad, I'm going to say that you go with Aaron Jones and Kenyon Drake as your 2 running backs. And then at flex, I'll gamble and go with the upside of Michael Gallup. Now, if you have CMC and you'd rather gamble even more than Gallup, that's where he'd become the flex.
Ertz for Godwin. Have Daniel Bellinger as a backup tight end. I would hate to get rid of Zach Ertz right now, but if you can get a guy like Godwin in return, I think you have to do it, and we can just stream tight ends the rest of the way.
Sebastian? Oh man, can I call you Seabass? I'm sorry. Sivan S. Thurai. Sebastian Sivan S. Thurai. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Don't know who to start: Gibson, B-Rob, or Raheem Mostert. If it's me, my team, I'm going with Brian Robinson.
Jake, where do you have Ramondre Stevenson this week?
He's pretty high. I have him right now at number 10.
All right, because someone just asked, where was it? Hold on. None ya biz. I looked at your updated rankings. Are you still confident that Stevenson is RB7? We don't have Stevenson at RB7. Jake has him at RB10, and then I think he's RB9.
I'm almost positive RB7 was my week's rankings last week.
Yeah.
That was last week's rankings.
Yes. So I don't know where RB7 comes into play. But
no.
If McCaffrey doesn't play, have Barkley. Who should I play as my RB2 in flex? Jeff Wilson, Antonio Gibson, or James Robinson, or pick up someone off waivers: Khalil Herbert, Kenyon Drake, Garrett Wilson. If I had to pick anybody here, I'll start Kenyon Drake over all those.
Cheeks Moheeks traded Tyreek and Waller for Damian and Godwin. I'm guessing that's Damian Pierce. Running backs are Najee, Mostert, Gordon, Dillon. Wide receivers are Chase, Hill, Sutton, and Dobbs. What do you think? So you traded Tyreek, but yet still have Chase, and now you'll have Godwin in there. So honestly, and plus you picked up Damian Pierce and lost Waller, who's currently hurt. I don't mind that whatsoever.
Kevin Mitchnowitz says, I'm holding a quarter Chubb. Well, hey, for $10 a month, you can hold a full Chubb all you want to.
That's right. Crook Hater dropping a 20 bomb in the chat says, good afternoon, fantasy family. Need one for streaming. Brissett or Pickett in a full PPR. Thank you very much. I don't think they're catching passes, so that doesn't worry me too much. I'm going to go with the guy that has the higher potential ceiling with the more amount of playmakers. It sounds pretty crazy, but I'm going to go Kenny Pickett, Kenny Smallhands this week.
Anthony Cruz, Kenyon Drake, or Justice Hill. I will still risk it with Kenyon Drake this week.
Critic on the beat. Should I pick up Tua and drop Brady? I mean, I don't want to roster both of them. I have Brady a couple spots higher than Tua this week, but not by much. So personally, I have Brady higher than Tua here for week 7.
Alec Pierce, Terry McLaurin, or Wan'Dale Robinson. I'll risk the upside of Alec Pierce this week over Terry McLaurin with a backup quarterback.
Mario Grande says, hey guys, full PPR pick 2, Pittman, Sutton, or Kirk. I think there's 2 safest options there with the quarterback change in Denver is going Pittman and Kirk.
ETN, Kenyon Drake, or CMC if he plays in a PPR. Kind of the same thing. If you want to play, if you want to go for that upside and you want to get risky, then go ahead and throw CMC out there and see what happens. If you want to be safer with it, Kenyon Drake may be a little safer than ETN. But if I had to say upside this week, it's CMC, ETN, and Kenyon Drake. If I had to say safety, it is Kenyon Drake, ETN, CMC in that order.
Ruben Fernandez, would y'all trade Amon-Ra for Jonathan Taylor and Aaron Jones? Maybe. Full PPR, you already have Eckler, Fournette, Debo, and Gabe Davis. So you're losing Amon-Ra. You still have Debo and Gabe Davis. And then you're getting Jonathan Taylor and Aaron Jones, even though you already have Eckler and Fournette. So if you can't start all four of those running backs, then I probably don't make that deal because you're just trading for a bench player at that point. If you have multiple flex spots where you can start all four of those guys, Eckler, Fournette, Taylor, and Aaron Jones, then I make that trade. But if you can't, then I probably don't.
Never trade Doomtar.
Never trade Doomtar.
Jay Wobbler, pick 2.5 PPR. Aaron Jones or Ramondre. There's only two.
Okay. I think you should go with those two. Cody Seals. I have Schultz as my tight end. Should I be nervous? Not as nervous as you should have been in previous weeks. Looking like things are starting to trend the right way here, Cody.
Oh, my gosh. In a half PPR, Mixon, Pittman, Higbee for Mark Andrews, Hopkins, and Cooper. Mixon, Pittman, Higbee for Mark Andrews, Hopkins, and Cooper. The only way that I am making that deal is if you have got like two other locked-in RB1s. If you don't, then absolutely not. I am keeping Mixon and Pittman.
Smoke Dog says, like I said on a comment, hearing y'all's voices talk about football is like a kiss from God. I almost said it. LFG, thanks for all you guys do. Smoke Dog, we appreciate you. David Dennison dropping a 10 bob in the chat says, pick 2 and a flex. Amari Cooper, St. Brown, Rashad Bateman, Josh Reynolds, Wan'Dale Robinson, Tyler Boyd, or James Robinson Jr. I have Breece Hall and ETN as my starting running backs and a full PPR, please and thank you. So for your pick 2 and a flex, so I'm guessing it's 2 wide receivers and a flex, it's going to be Doomtar, Amon-Ra, St. Brown as one of them. It'll be Amari Cooper as my second. And then in my flex, it's going to be out of Bateman, Reynolds, Robinson, Boyd, or J-Rob, probably going to be James Robinson.
Jake, can you read 2 more real quick? I'm looking for something.
Yep, Miggy. Welcome to Holden Chubb as a new member. Robin Ortman. Hi, guys. Need help really bad because of bye weeks. A 14-team standard league. Pick 1 running back and 1 flex. Damian Harris, Donta Foreman, Keenan Allen, Bobby Trees. Ouch, that hurts. There's a lot of risk right here in a standard league because we don't even know for sure about Damian Harris or Keenan Allen. As of right now, the 2 safer options, Foreman and Trees, but that's disgusting to me. If you have no other options for Monday Night Football, I have a hard time going Damian Harris. So as of right now, if you have no other options, it's going to be Foreman and Trees for me.
Right,
Big Luscious, let me get one more here. Okay. Big Luscious 68, just traded Juju for Brandon Cooks, up or down? I mean, you're probably not overly reliant on Juju anyway, and there is that potential that Brandon Cooks could be traded at some point, so I don't hate it. More than likely, it's just something that, you're playing the lottery with right now.
J.R. Fuentes, Myers, Sutton, or Dobbs? What about Deontay Foreman? This week, out of those choices there, I'll go with Dobbs for that upside.
Bukowski, what's going on? Buck says, who do I flex? DeMuth, Robert Woods, Corey Davis, or Hayden Hurst? Love the Saturday afternoon stream. Man, this is maybe one of those situations where I considered flexing my tight end and going with the Muth. I think if you want to play it safe, it's the Muth. If you want to gamble a little bit for higher upside, that's when you go with Bobby Trees, Robert Woods.
Buck, I am flexing my tight end right now. Danny and Greg in a full PPR starting Jones and need to pick 2 for the flex from Kenyon Drake. Lazard, Mostert, or Dillon. I'm going Lazard and Kenyon Drake.
Church of England Racing says, becoming a member for 2 months here. PPR flex, Kareem Hunt, Brian Robinson, or A.J. Dillon. I think the safest option here for you is going to be Brian Robinson. If you want to gamble, it's Kareem Hunt. But if it's my team, I'm going with B-Rob.
Justin Fitch, what happens to Elijah Mitchell now? He's not on your fantasy roster unless you own Christian McCaffrey. Yes, he's going to get some touches. No, it will not be many.
Kyle Redman says, Alec Pierce or Curtis Samuel in a PPR. I still love Alec Pierce this year, and the volume he's getting makes him a safe weekly play.
Wes Horner, pick 1 quarterback in a full PPR. Dak or Tua? I'm going with Tua. Pick one, Brandon Cooks or Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup has more upside. Brandon Cooks will be safer, though, for me. And a full PPR, pick one, Romeo Doubs or Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk is higher for me this week. If Keenan Allen doesn't play, even if Keenan Allen plays this week, I'm probably being safe and not playing him.
Big guy, 94-27, dropping a 5-bomb. Thank you so much for the support. Nathan Lusk has Myers or Mostert. Honestly, I don't know if this is a PPR league or not. If there's any type of PPR scoring, I'm going with Jacoby Myers. If it's a standard league, then I'll go Mostert, but more than likely it's probably going to be Myers.
Everyone asking who Doomtar is.
That's hilarious.
Someone's phone auto-corrected Amon-Ra to Doomtar earlier.
Yeah, so now all of a sudden we kind of got to use it.
There's so many hashtag Doomtars in the chat. Lane Kershaw. 12-team full PPR and 1-5. What kind of running back can I get if I package Najee and ETN, or should I stay put? Also have Hall and Pierce. I mean, if you have Hall and Pierce and Najee and ETN, you're not really in that bad of shape. Yes, Najee has started off very slow. I would rather maybe try to package Najee and like a wide receiver or something to a wide receiver needy team for an upgrade at running back and try to keep ETN. As far as who should you target, we don't know. I don't know your roster. I don't know your league. I don't know your settings. I don't know any of that. So I can't give you all that information. But I would say I would try to do like Najee and maybe like a wide receiver or something for another running back.
GK, defense this week between the Raiders, Titans, Texans, Commanders, Jags, Bears, and Browns. Wow. Okay, hang on a second. So we got Raiders, Titans, Texans, Commanders, Jags, Bears, and Brown. I'm actually going to go with the Jags defense here this week, GK. Give me the Jags going up against New York.
Johnny Owen, what are your plans for this Thanksgiving? How do you guys spend it with family and watching football? Wide receiver 2.5 PPR, Juju or McLaurin? McLaurin's probably got a little bit more upside. Juju's going to be safer. Should still see a decent amount of targets. Hey, hasn't been getting a ton of obviously production, but targets have not been that bad. And then quarterbacks, Daniel Jones or Jimmy G. Very rarely are you going to find me trying to trust Daniel Jones. I'll take Jimmy G this week.
Ed Miller, becoming a member for 14 months of Holden Chubb. Appreciate you out there, Ed. Says, what's fellas Chubb Nation need? A wide receiver 2.5 PPR between Myers, Gallup, and Dobbs. If I'm only going with one there, the safest option is going to be Jacoby Myers. If you want to gamble for the highest ceiling, that's when you go Michael Gallup.
Imagine having an amazing stream with over 1,000 people watching and only 574 people have hit the like button. Imagine being such a disappointment to me. That's what you should imagine.
Did you just get Ed Miller? TV. I did Ed Miller's. No, got John out there saying tailgate food is never microwave meals. I know. That's why I had to leave. I couldn't believe it. Tater is just a different type of person.
Aaron, Melvin Gordon or Michael Gallup at the flex and a half PPR. If you want some more upside, then go with Michael Gallup. Hopefully you hit that big play against Detroit. If you're worried about that, though, then Melvin Gordon put in, and hopefully he gives you about 10 fantasy points.
Samuel Knowlton. Full PPR, need a flex between Sutton, Brian Robinson, Gallup, Juju, or Bateman. Thank you with the swag rich emoji. Woo. In a full PPR. Man. In a full PPR, I probably gamble a little bit. I think if you want to play it somewhat safer, it's Juju. But if it's me, I'm gambling a little bit more, and I'm going with Michael Gallup.
Bango Shanks becoming a member for the second month. Bango, appreciate you.
What up,
Thanks
Bango?
for all your advice. Been on a 3-0 run since the beginning of the season. Bango, appreciate you.
Michael Schwing, have CeeDee Lamb. Do I try to trade for Mahomes? Do I try to trade Mahomes for Prescott to stack that, or is that stupid? No, I'm not. Even though I like some stacks now and again, I'm not trading Mahomes in order to get it.
Terry Hudak says, come on, nation, hit that like button for the crew. Appreciate you, Terry. Navak, pick 2 in a full PPR, Waddle, Walker, or Stevenson. I'll go Walker and Waddle this week if you want to. I understand why people are going to be worried about Stevenson. I'm not sitting Stevenson, but if you have good options like Waddle and Walker, then I'm okay putting them to the side just so you don't have to deal with a potential headache on Monday night.
Robbie Wright, welcome to Holden Chubb as a new member. Clay C says, ride in Beast Mode's car or Alvin Kamara's elevator.
God.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the reference to Beast Mode's car on the sidewalk with not wheels and stuff, but if I had to hang out with somebody for a day, it would be Marshawn Lynch.
Yes. Callie becoming a new member here on Holden Chubb. Callie, welcome in. Hector Gonzalez, CMC for Icare.
Who's he care?
Icare, I'm sure supposed to be Eckler. Allen Metcalf or Kirk for wide receiver too. I mean, I'm keeping CMC now at this point. Going into this much better offense, I'll go with CMC. Allen Metcalf or Kirk for the wide receiver too. I'm going DK there.
Ricky got start one wide receiver, one running back in a full PPR between Gallup, McLaurin, Mooney, then Hunt or Herbert. So one running back is for me going to be Michael Gallup, and then for the wide receiver, it's Michael Gallup. For the running back, it's going to be, Hunt and Herbert. I don't think either one of them see max volume in a full PPR. I'll go Hunt and cross my fingers.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're darn near 40 minutes behind on Super Chats right now. Stick with us.
We're not stopping.
Stay with us. We're not going to stop. We are running through them as quick as possible, trying to bounce back and forth between both chats. Do not go anywhere. Queen B becoming a member for the 3rd month of Full Chubb. Queen, appreciate you. Pick 2 in a full PPR. Sutton, Bateman, Gallup, and Jacoby Myers. I'm going to risk it. And I'm going to go with Sutton and Myers here. Maybe the 2 safest options, but still risky. The least riskiest, I feel like, of everybody. Thanks, you guys are freaking awesome. You're freaking awesome.
Joe Curie, appreciate your donation out there. Says quarterback Herbert Prescott. I'm going to go Herbie by a hair. Running back is Fournette, Kamara, Pierce, Walker. Wide receiver, you had Olave, Chase, Doomtar, or Amon-Ra. Curtis Samuel. At tight ends, Mark Andrews. You think I should stick with this team or make a trade? I love that team overall. I'm not making any trades. You got high upside and safe floors all over the place, so I'm good with that. Don't get too cute with it. You kind of run what you brung right there.
W Main the G. Kenyon Drake or Jeff Wilson? Kenyon Drake for me.
Josh, should I trade Gabe Davis and Kenneth Walker for Mark Andrews? Already have Mixon, Swift, Stevenson, Evans, A.J. Brown, and Deontay Johnson. So you have 3 solid guys at each position. Do you need it to get Mark Andrews? If Mark Andrews was 100% healthy right now, I would feel so much better about it. I feel like if you're okay sacrificing depth, right? Because at this point, you're sacrificing 2 bench players for a starting tight end. If you are okay with knowing that you're not going to have that depth, I like the potential upside of Mark Andrews' second half of the season.
John Valdez, 2 running backs, 1 flex, JT Swift, B-Rob, Jamal Williams, Kirk, and Pierce. I'm going with the first 3 people there, JT, Swift, and B-Rob. If Swift were the miss for some reason, then obviously you just throw Jamal Williams in.
Anthony Youssef, if Keenan Allen is out this week again, Donovan Peoples-Jones or Bateman in a full PPR. It would be Bateman as long as he's good to go and active here this weekend.
Wayne Parrott, would you trade Hopkins for Amon-Ra rest of the season? Personally, I would take Amon-Ra St. Brown the rest of the year.
It's pretty damn close. I think Amon-Ra's ceiling is higher. I think the floor is safer of Hopkins, but yeah, either way. Mowgli, bench 1 running back out of Najee, Jacobs, Kenneth Walker, or Aaron Jones. Why are we benching one of these guys? Why do you have so many studs? Why can't we start more of them?
Mm-hmm.
Or is that AJ as in AJ Dillon? If that's AJ Dillon, he's the guy I'm benching. If that's Aaron Jones, hold on, let me see here. If it's Aaron Jones, the one that I have ranked the lowest is Najee Harris. But, I mean, I'm hoping that's AJ Dillon.
My brother's keeper, half PPR, Kirk or Deontay, going Kirk this week.
Robert Jones, 1 flex, the Muth, Lockett, or Jamal Williams in a full PPR. It's another one of those situations where I think I may want to flex my tight end and go with the Muth as being the safer option. If you want to gamble, though, then it becomes Lockett.
Lars Mathiasen joined Holden Chubb. Welcome in, Lars. Litnick gifted 10 memberships a while back. We already called it. It wasn't 10 more, but I want to just announce it again. Critic on the beat. Hashtag Doomtar. Corey Ledesma. Should I trade Godwin for Kenneth Walker? I have Kupp, Keenan Allen, Bateman, Dobbs, Alec Pierce, and then Breece Hall, Dameon Pierce, Cordero on IR. Honestly, I would. And then when Cordero Patterson comes back, trade him for another wide receiver.
I'm seeing out there. Who's Amon Ra? Hashtag Doomtar. Antonio Santana, CMC this week or Walker in his place? Honestly, Kenneth Walker is probably the safer option this week until we know what's going to happen with CMC. Could CMC go out there and get 5 carries and get 2 touchdowns? That is entirely possible, and it could totally backfire. But honestly, until we see it, Walker is still probably the safer option.
Ricky, is Tater Miles being on the live show possible after that lean cuisine meal we had on Tailgate Chef? Honestly, I don't know if we risk putting him on a live show. We don't know what could happen at that point.
Yeah, who knows what could possibly happen here. Hang on.
Eric Munoz Jr. in a must-win game. Kamara started off the week good. Najee or Monty? Monty has more upside than Najee Harris for me right now. Neither are that safe, though. That's the problem. Neither have a very good floor. If I had to think somebody has the highest upside, I'm going to go with Montgomery there. Then pick one. Juju, Dobbs, or Garrett Wilson. I'm going to go with Dobbs. And then pick one for the flex from the remaining running backs and wide receivers. If you want upside, then I go with Juju over Najee Harris. If you want to be safe, then we go with Najee Harris.
We now have Bryce Willis, not Bruce Willis. Maybe there's some relation. Pick 3 between Stevenson, Swift, B-Rob, Mostert, and Drake. All right, it's going to be Stevenson. It's going to be Drake. And if you want to play it safe, it's Brian Robinson as your third. If you want to gamble and accept the risk, it's DeAndre Swift as your third option there.
That was Bryce Willis, right?
Yep.
Frisket Biscuit. Is it too cute to start Andrews and Schultz? It really depends. I probably don't start Schultz, though, depending on who the rest of your options are.
Santos Moreno, half PPR, running back 2, Swift or Damian Harris. Well, they both have question marks, right? So being that there's PPR scoring, I'm going to go with Swift, being that there's a risk for either one of these guys. And then flex either DK Sutton or the other running back that you didn't pick. I'm going to go with DK Metcalf there as my flex.
Raul, pick 2 in a PPR. Metcalf, Pierce, Kirk, Cooks, and more. If that's Damian Pierce, then it's going to be Metcalf and Pierce for me. If it's Alec Pierce, I'd probably go Metcalf and Kirk.
Okay. Roman Davalos. Salute Vatos Locos. What's going on, Roman? Says 2 of the best in the business. Need a flex in a full PPR between Ayuk, Dobbs, Harris, or J-Rob. Need a flex in a full PPR. I think if you want to go for the highest potential upside, it's Brandon Ayuk, Roman. If you want to just play it a little bit safer, it becomes Dobbs. If it's my team, I'm gambling and going Ayuk.
642, Big T. I have Higgins, Mike Williams, Godwin, Mike Tom. Who would be Mike Tom? Michael Thomas. Garrett Wilson and
who's
Myers
already been
with
played.
Stevenson, Henry, and Dalvin at running back. Should I make a move for a running back? Stevenson, Henry, Dalvin, Higgins, Mike Williams, Godwin, Mike Thomas, Garrett Wilson, and Myers.
The problem is really the only wide receiver that you get anything for right now is probably going to be what? Chris Godwin?
Probably
maybe
Godwin. You might get something for Higgins depending on who it is.
Yeah.
Got to wait for... Really, if it's me, I probably wait until Michael Thomas comes back.
He's healthy, yeah.
Unless you can get someone to hop on board for, like, Stevenson and maybe, like, if, you know, maybe for a Myers for a little bit of an upgrade or something like that.
Steven Garner need 2 out of Pittman, Evans, Aaron Jones. Oh, we got to sit one of them? Oh, I don't want to sit any of them. Hang on, let me look here. I think if you want to play it safe, it's... I can't even say that, because that's not even safe. I'm probably going to go, if it's my team, I'm going with Evans and Jones. Mike Evans and Aaron Jones. I hate to sit Michael Pittman, but, I mean, I don't want to sit any of these guys.
THC 408 and half PPR pick 2, Alec Pierce, Dobbs, and Cooks versus Las Vegas. If we're looking for the highest upside here, I'm going to go with Pierce and Dobbs.
Channing Holmes, 10-team full PPR, Stevenson or Pierce at the flex. I think the safer play is Damian Pierce because we have that unknown factor with Damian Harris. If you still want to gamble a little bit, I still like Ramondre Stevenson a lot more.
WB with the $10 donation. WB, appreciate you. Please help me pick 2 for this week in a full PPR. Dobbs, Wandale, and B-Rob. I'm going Dobbs and B-Rob. I know a lot of you picked up Wandale and you're wanting to start him because he scored a touchdown last week. I need to see more, though. Just that 1 touchdown is not enough to get me on board quite yet.
The Dawn, flex ETN or Sutton this week in a PPR. ETN, in my opinion, is still going to be the safer option there.
You're going to have to do another one. I scrolled.
Okay, Jonas Fisher, welcome to Holden Chubb as a new member. Forming. I need a flex and a running back between Cooks, Gallup, Pierce. Running backs are Dylan, Kenyon, and Brian Robinson. So a flex and a running back. For the running back, that's going to be Kenyon Drake for me. As a flex, if you want to play it safe, doesn't say if this is a PPR scoring and you want to play it safe, it becomes Alec Pierce. If you want to gamble a little bit more, then it's Michael Gallup.
Ahmed, we're not going to answer your question, just so you know. Jonas Fisher, welcome to Holden Chubb. Appreciate you. Wait, did you do that already?
Yes. Nick just threw out a hot dog sticker. Loving the hot dog sticker, Nick.
Sean McEwen. Hey, fellas, start 1 and flex 1. Keenan Allen, Chris Godwin, Scary Terry, Juju, Waddle. It's Chris Godwin and Waddle for me 100%.
We have Comanche Gaming dropping a $5 donation. Appreciate that. The Ron Blair says, would you trade would you trade Doomtar for Josh Jacobs? My other receivers are Chase, Sutton, Bateman, and Corey Davis. Running backs are Najee, Dillon, Etienne, and Kamara. So would I trade Doomtar for Jacobs? Probably not, because Sutton has quarterback issues. Bateman's been injured, and Corey Davis is still Corey Davis and highly, unpredictable each week. I'm probably keeping Amon-Ra in this situation.
Theron's probably like, wait, who's Doomtar? He probably came in after that happened and has no
it is
idea.
Yeah.
Brown Panther, pick 2, ETN, Cooks, or Mostert. ETN for sure. If you want more upside, it's Mostert. If you want safer, it's Cooks.
Devin Chakowski, full PPR flex, MVS, Claypool, or Cooks, 6-0 headliners. Love the 6-0 right there. The full PPR flex, though, none of them are overly safe, but give me the guy that gets the most volume out of the bunch and give me Brandon Cooks.
Nick Davis in a half PPR, Curtis Samuel or George Pickens this week. I still got Samuel a little higher.
Austin J, 2 running back league here. Fournette, running back 1. Running back 2 is Walker or Pierce. I have Walker 1, 2, 3 spots higher than Pierce right now.
Michael Bellmares, should I drop Hines or Mitchell to pick up Foreman, Hubbard, or Huntley? Got Cook and Madison on buys and started Benjamin Thursday. I would drop Hines to pick up Foreman, and then I would still go ahead and hold Mitchell for just this moment until we see this weekend.
Michael Schwer, what is James Conner's value going forward? Should I keep him? The value is going to be super low just because not so much Benjamin or Ingram, whatever you have in that backfield. It's more so that he just can't stay healthy. Do you keep him? It really depends on what other options you have. I'm not just going to drop him for some random waiver wire ad. I'll just keep him buried on my bench to see what happens when he gets healthy, but you're not going to be able to trade him or anything like that.
OEG official becoming a member for the 16th month. OEG, appreciate you. What up, GOATs? Pick 3, Najee Harris, Aaron Jones, Kenneth Walker, Damian Pierce. Pierce, Walker, and Aaron Jones for me. 10-team PPR, much appreciation. Y'all the best in the biz. You're the best. Those are the 3 I'm going with.
Wayne Bozarth, welcome to Holding Chubb as a new member. And then Channing Holmes says, who do you like more rest of season, McLaurin or DJ Moore? Is neither an option, Channing, because I really don't. I mean, as of right now, it kind of looks like Terry McLaurin because the situation in Carolina is just dire, and now opposing defenses only have to worry about DJ Moore. So that's a problem.
Wayne Bozarth, pick 2 in a full PPR, Alec Pierce, Cooks, or Ayuk. If you want upside, it's Ayuk and Alec Pierce here. Moses Bach.
Or is it Moises?
Moises?
Like, remember Moises Alou?
I do.
See?
That's a throwback there.
Like, he didn't know I could have that. That's like the last time I played fantasy baseball.
Moises becoming a new member here. Vikash Chan becoming a member for the 3rd month. Hey, brothers, Garrett Wilson or Jared Jeudy at the flex. I'll risk it and go with Garrett Wilson this week.
WB, welcome to Holding Chubb as a new member. Mixed Guy DeMutt says, help Jake and Kyle. CMC or Aaron Jones is my flex. I hate to sit CMC, but I'm probably still going Aaron Jones just to be slightly safer since there's just so much unknown with Christian McCaffrey this weekend.
Agree. Brown Panther becoming a new member. Welcome to Holding Chubb. Appreciate you. Johnny Camarana. B-Day weekend. Let's go. Happy birthday to Johnny. I'm going to kick it back over to Jake because we have so many questions to answer.
Marcos Cardoza. I have to choose three. Swift, Robinson, ETN, Williams, and Drake. You have to choose three of them. I think if you want to just play it safe, it's Robinson, ETN, and Drake. Me, personally, I'm going to gamble and go Swift, ETN, and Drake.
Sapper 227, aloha, guys. Please
What up,
start two. Stevenson, Zeke Elliott, or Taylor. If we're looking for upside, I'm going to go Taylor, and then I'm going to go with Stevenson. Start two wide receivers, Ayuk, Hill, Kirk, or Sutton. I'm going to go with Ayuk and Hill, and then one flex out of the rest of them. If we want to be safe, we go with Zeke. Probably going to go that route. Anyway, thanks, guys. You have a great weekend. You too, Sapper.
Johnny Camarena also had a question there on the birthday weekend. It says, pick one out of Amon-Ra, #Doomtar, Sutton, or Pierce in a PPR. If I can only pick one, I'm probably taking the safety and the ceiling of Doomtar and going Amon-Ra. And then out of Denver's defense or Cincinnati's defense, I like both. I'm probably going to lean towards Cincinnati by a hair and hope that they can really, put a cap on that offense in Atlanta.
Romans 828. Start Kittle or Pat Fryermuth. I've got Kittle higher.
LJ, I traded Jeff Wilson Jr. to the CMC owner for Dobbs. Thoughts? I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, obviously his value took a huge hit once they announced CMC there, so you got something for it. Whether it was the best you could get for it, I don't know, but I don't hate it.
Lars Mathiasen, who just became a member earlier, throwing out a 10 bomb. Appreciate you. Should I trade for a starred wide receiver with a running back and a wide receiver? Have CMC, Jonathan Taylor, Joe Mixon, Jacobs, and Swift running back, and Lamb, Pittman, Higgins, Allen, and A.J. Brown at wide receiver. Lars, you essentially have nothing but studs.
You have all studs.
So if it's me, Lars, what I probably do is I say, yeah, let me try and package Swift and Keenan Allen together and maybe try to trade them once they both come back and have a couple healthy games. I stick with what you have because it's solid.
Stacked. I have to know, though, Lars, you're in the chat still, I'm sure. Next to the currency, it says CHF. What is that? I don't know.
Canada's neighbors to the north.
I don't know what is CHF. I'm just curious. Trigger Trey, welcome to Holden Chubb. Jam upgraded his membership to full Chubb. I actually left a comment back to Jam earlier this week because I was puzzled by one of his comments on a video, but now to see him upgrade his membership is intriguing. Oh, that is Swiss francs is what that is. Okay, the Swiss dog. I got you
right now.
Hot dogs, that sounds good. It does sound. You know what else sounds good? Some nachos.
Like
Ozil,
like loaded, like not just like gas station nachos, right?
No. Like a plate full of just like everything on the nachos.
I know what I'm having for dinner tonight. Then,
do we do that every once? Do you do that every once in a while?
Yes, we do.
Do we get a cookie sheet?
Oh yeah.
We just
chips,
layer it,
and you don't do just chips and then toppings. Chips, toppings, chips, toppings.
It's got to be layered all the way through
it.
Dude, that sounds so good right now. Ozil Vasquez becoming a member for the 11th month says start two. Pollard, Sutton, Drake, Dobbs, Samuel in a full PPR. If it's me, I'm playing this one slightly safer, and I'm going Pollard and Drake in a full PPR and just hoping that the good matchups really produce a lot of points.
That was Ozil?
Yes.
Jason Quiones. Drop Cam Akers for Dak Prescott, need a quarterback.
I don't, honestly, at this point,
I kind of want to hold Cam Akers in case he is traded. I would like to see where he goes to.
Yeah. Let's see. We have... it's funny that I just saw it out there. Ray says, damn, you guys are raking it in. Not after YouTube takes their cut, my friend Ray. Let's see
honestly,
here.
We're not even, like, this show doesn't even compare to Saturday nights.
Yeah, no. I'm at Channing Holmes. Is this a good trade? Sending Herbert and Olave, receiving Rodgers and Lamb. So far, I don't mind it. The team, you already have Brady, Eckler, Mixon, Pierce, Stevenson, B-Rob, Herbert, Kelsey, Waddle, Cooks, McLaurin, Myers, and Dotson. Do you even need Aaron Rodgers? I mean, you'll have a second quarterback already. I mean, I guess if you're just swapping quarterbacks, I like the upgrade of Lamb over Olave, and you already have Brady. So overall, yeah, I don't mind that trade whatsoever.
That was Channing?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to do only super chats for like the next 5 minutes to get us caught up real quick. Channing Holmes, is this a good trade sending
That's what I just did.
Justin Herbert? What?
That's the one I just did.
Jeez, it scrolled down for me. Ismail, PPR, do I trade DK for ETN or make a trade next week? I only have Kamara and Jeff Wilson, Melvin Gordon, my receivers, Devontae, Higgins, Sutton, DK. I mean, if I'm trading DK, I want a better running back than Travis Etienne. I like Travis Etienne, but you should be shooting for somebody with a little bit more upside. THC, we did not skip your super chat. I remember answering it. We didn't skip it.
Yeah. We're at Alejandro Hurtado.
Alejandro!
Becoming a member of Holding Chubb now. Jason Quinones says Monty or B-Rob. I still think B-Rob is safer, but the higher ceiling is Monty. If it's me, depending on what else you have in your roster, let me see where I have them both ranked here. We have Montgomery at 20. I have Montgomery 3 spots higher than B-Rob, but they're close.
Wait, who are we on? Jason?
I just did Jason, and then Miggy retracted his question.
Got it. Miggy sent a $5 donation. Sean McEwen, 2 flex spots and a full PPR. David Njoku, DJ Moore, Renfro, Tyler Boyd, Alec Pierce, Cortland Sutton, Jacoby Myers, Dobbins, Michael Carter. Y'all are the real ones. Chubbies. So Dobbins is out 4 to 6 weeks, so you cannot start him. I know that for sure. As far as 2 flex spots and a full PPR, if we want highest upside, I think we go with Alec Pierce and Cortland Sutton. If we want to be a little bit safer, then I think we go with Alec Pierce and David Njoku.
Daniel Penrod becoming a member for the 3rd month here on Holding Chubb, and he's all over Twitter. We're seeing Daniel all over the place.
And
Would you
Daniel's all right.
Oh, he's the one that made you wear the skull sign. Would you flex Njoku or Kenyon Drake in a PPR? I'm still probably going Kenyon Drake in that potential upside. It's a good matchup for him, too, going up against Cleveland. I'm not sure what's going on with Justin Hill or even if he's that much of a threat. I mean, he's coming off an injury. He's had some decent runs earlier on in the season that really inflated his numbers. That's not something that can be sustainable. We've seen Justice Hill for years not really be a thing. I'm still going with Kenyon Drake.
Firefox 122 with the 10 bomb. Appreciate you. In a 14-team PPR, I have Dalvin Cook and getting Madison for free off the waiver wire. Should I immediately attempt to trade both as a package for Joe Mixon? My other running backs are Mondre and Melvin Gordon. I mean, I wouldn't. I've had Dalvin Cook as a buy. Jake did too. We had him both as a buy candidate over the last couple of weeks. I don't know if I trade him for Mixon. I like both of them. I probably just keep it because really it's just a lateral move for you.
Yeah, it becomes kind of a personal preference at that point.
Yeah.
Chord, want to move Lamb for a wide receiver and a running back. Who to seek? Chord, those questions are like next to impossible for us to answer because we don't know what your team looks like. We don't know what the other teams in the league look like. We don't even know what type of scoring format that is. If you want to move Lamb for a wide receiver and a running back, the biggest thing you need to do is go to your league, look at all the teams that need a wide receiver, that need a stud wide receiver, that could take CeeDee Lamb, and then look at what other pieces they have and try to see where you can, package together to make it work. But you got to open up that conversation with that team owner.
Listen, we're at 676 likes, and we have 972 people watching. We've been at 1,100 people at one point today. The fact that we're not at 800 likes already really chaps my hind end.
Nick is upset right now.
If we don't get to 800 likes by 340, I'm not answering another dang question. I will sit here in silence and let you all look at me.
Will you just talk to me, Kyle?
I will talk to Jake. We'll talk about weird things, too. Things that might gross you guys out. How's that? Suck it.
Perfect. Where are we at? Anthony Villaruz, becoming a member for the 2nd month PPR league, was offered a trade receiving Deontay, giving away Pollard. Do I accept? Running backs are Jones, Swift, Hunt. Wide receivers are Chase, Alec Pierce, Woods, Thomas. Great show. Trade Deontay for Pollard. Probably not, because your wide receivers are a little thin right now, especially with Michael Thomas hurt. So I'm probably just sticking there and holding Pollard for right now.
Kevin Walls, need to start in a standard scoring. CMC, J-Rob, or Cooks. I probably risk it here, and I go with James Robinson and CMC. Brandon Cooks just hasn't been doing anything. He's getting a decent amount of targets, but he's not doing anything else.
All right, hang on, I scrolled.
1 and 5 from Justin R with the 10 bomb. Hurting on receivers, full PPR lineup. Dak, Zeke, Kamara, Curtis Samuel, Rondell Moore, Gerald Everett, ETN with Geno, J-Rob, Pierce, Gallup, Smith, Ingram on the bench. Who should I trade off? The problem is, Justin, right now you don't have a whole lot of pieces with a bunch of value.
That you don't already need.
Yeah, it's because
maybe
you start Pierce and Kamara and Zeke. The only person you're probably going to be able to get anything for would be Dameon Pierce, and you would need another running back 1 and like a high upside wide receiver 2 for him. And I don't know if you get that.
Yeah, but if you're going to do it, like the time is now while his value is high.
Yep.
Miggy says also 1 and 5, needing to shake things up and make 2 trades. Let me know if they're okay. The first one was Jefferson and Davis, which I'm guessing is Gabe Davis. For Doomtar, Mike Williams, Hollywood, and ETN. So I'm guessing you got Jefferson and Davis. I'm guessing. I don't know for sure. I mean, if I had to choose which side of that trade I like better, I would probably say that I like the Justin Jefferson side slightly more, but you had to give up a lot to get it, especially since you included Mike Williams and ETN, but Hollywood's out for a few weeks, so that kind of counteracts that a little bit. The second one is A.J. Brown and Swift for Henry and Evans. I would take the Henry and Evans side of that deal. I don't know which side you were on, though.
Alexander, Garrett Wilson, Kenyon Drake, or Nico Collins for the full PPR flex. It's going to be Kenyon Drake for me.
Kimball Conklin, 2-quarterback league, Davis Mills or Chase last week with Mariota. Oh, so you're hoping to get last week's results with Mariota is what you're doing, or Davis Mills. I mean, Mills just hasn't done anything all year long, right? I mean, at least we saw Mariota put up some good points against a good defense last week, and that's probably where I go this week again is Mariota and just hope for the best.
Trigger. Have 4 wide receivers out on a bye this week. Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
So which three to start? Lazard, Alec Pierce, Sutton, or Drake London in a full PPR? It's going to be Lazard, Pierce, and Sutton in that order. Josh Gonzalez becoming a new member as well.
Brown Panther says pick one out of Wan'Dale Robinson, Dylan Gallup, or Samuel. I don't know if this is PPR or not, but more than likely I'm probably going to rely on Michael Gallup this week in a good matchup.
Kamachi Gaming's Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, or Ramondre Stevenson. We need 2 of them. I'm going to go with Taylor, and if you want upside, go with Stevenson. If you want to play it safe, go with Jacobs. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, or T. Higgins, 2 wide receivers and a flex. I'm going to flex St. Brown. I'm going to play St. Brown, Hill, and Waddle, all of them together.
Devin Chikowski wants to bet Kyle $25 to say that Diggs will pick off Goff. Do you want some?
No, because why would I... Listen, that's like in your favor 15-1.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting a high-end DB in Jared Goff. Trevor Redoble. Should I trade George Little? Oh, man, George Little, he down bad.
I wonder if George Little and Boomtar
should be paired up together. Wow. George Little for T. Higgins. I'm struggling on receivers. Have Bellinger as a backup. So that's a pretty steep drop-off from George Little to Bellinger. But you get T. Higgins and you're struggling at wide receiver. I mean, I guess if you're really that struggling at wide receiver, I grab T. Higgins. I just don't know if Bellinger's going to be somebody that you have that you can rely on every week.
All Rise 99, pick 2, Jimmy G, Goff, or Brisket.
I was
going to say Jimmy G and Goff.
Jimmy G and Goff are the 2 highest. Yep.
Going with those 2.
Flippin' Steve. There we go. Flippin' Steve in the chat. Got 2 and 4. Need a win. Have Cook, A.J. Brown on a bye. Should I ship Cook off for Ramondre Stevenson and Mike Evans, Also, a flex question between Reynolds, if healthy, or Pickens in a full PPR. I'm probably going to go Pickens there because even though Reynolds could play, if we have DeAndre Swift back and we have Doomtar back as well, Amon-Ra, he'd see less volume. So more like I'm going Pickens there. Do I trade Dalvin Cook for Mike Evans and Ramondre Stevenson? I understand that you're like down bad this week with bye weeks, but even though I don't mind that value, you're giving up the best player in the trade. Overall, it'll help you. It'll give you a solid overall squad, but you lose some of that potential ceiling. If that's something you want to do, then I don't mind it, but you just got to remember that Ramondre Stevenson, what you saw last week, isn't going to happen every week.
Donnie Lamberson, I traded away Leonard Fournette, Amari Cooper, and Deebo Samuel for Stephon Diggs and Nick Chubb. Who won? I also have Josh Allen. I like your side. You got the wide receiver one and the running back two.
Yeah,
I'll take
exactly. 100%. Kenny Abraham, start the 49ers defense. I need that number one spot explained, Kyle. I don't know if you know what he's talking about. Also, that's a different question. So 49ers defense, need that number one spot explained. I don't know exactly what number one spot he's talking about. Do I want to start the San Francisco
slot? I was like, what?
Whoa.
I need Mac for that.
Do I want to start the 49ers defense? I don't want to, particularly this week, because they're not 100% healthy and they're playing Kansas City. So it's not like an ideal matchup for them, but I don't know if there's other options. And you also have Bellinger, Tunyon, or Otten just for this week. If it's just this week, I'll gamble and go with Big Bob Tunyon. And then got Goddard on a bye. Love Headliner Nation. Appreciate you out there, Kenny. I don't know what number one spot you need explained, though. I don't know what that is.
Rojas, Amon-Ra, or Damian Pierce in the flex in a PPR. Swift, Walker, Jamal Williams, and Kirk. I mean, I'm playing Amon-Ra and Damian Pierce over all of those guys. Unless you want more upside than Damian Pierce and go Amon-Ra and Walker. I don't know if that answers your question, though, because I don't know exactly what you're asking.
Yes. Jason Quinones. Running backs are Cook, Chubb, Monty, CEH, Henderson. Drop Akers for Prescott. Someone dropped him, and I suffered with Trey Lance. I need a quarterback. You have Dalvin Cook, Nick Chubb, David Montgomery, CEH, Darrell Henderson. If you're that desperate, I mean, obviously, if you have nobody else worse on your roster, then I don't mind that move if you're desperate for a quarterback.
Cody Peterson, right?
Yep.
Start Hurst, Fant, Ingram, or Tunyon. Ingram is probably going to be the safest.
Overcome. Trade Aaron Jones away for Amon-Ra, #Doomtar. I don't know if you would have to have 3 other solid running backs on your roster that you could start at any given week right now in order to make that trade. I love Amon-Ra, but I don't want to give away a starting running back and have no one to replace him in order to get him, if that makes sense.
Johnny Camarana. Aaron Jones or B-Rob in a PPR. Thanks for the song, Kyle. It's Aaron Jones for me. You're welcome.
Albert Pacheco, 2-4, 18, full PPR. Should I look to make a trade or stand pat? Currently has Burrow, JT, Pierce, CD, Higgins, and Njoku, Zeke. On the bench, you got Lazard, Pitts, Sutton, and Hines. You probably have to stand pat right now because you're going to keep Jonathan Taylor at this point now that he's finally healthy. Damian Pierce is really your next best option and no one really behind him other than Zeke, who's already your starting flex play. You got CD and Higgins as wide receivers. You're not going to trade one of them because then you're reliant on starting Lazard or Sutton. So, yeah, I'm probably just standing pat right now. That's an overall pretty good team. All you need is Jonathan Taylor to get healthy and start producing.
Who are we on? Sorry.
Dylan Gardner.
Hey, guys, I have to play 3 in a full PPR. Damian Pierce, Pollard, Brian Robinson, or James Robinson. I'm going to go Pierce and then Brian Robinson. And if you want more upside than James Robinson, go with Pollard against the Lions.
Johnny Tsunami has become a member of Holden Chubb for 12 months now. Says, are the Jets going to the Super Bowl? Whoa, Johnny. We're just excited that the Jets are playing pretty well.
We're just excited that they've got regular season wins.
Yeah, we're just excited that they're doing. I'm not saying Super Bowl here just yet.
Red Hulk, sit 1 in a PPR. Sutton, London, Cooks, Dobbs, or Mostert. I'm either sitting London or Cooks. Cooks probably has a little bit more upside than London.
The Under Armour gamer, Waddle or Pittman?
Why not both?
Can we get both in there? If you can't and you want to play it safer, it's Pittman. If you're willing to gamble a little bit for the higher upside, it's Waddle.
Let the record show that Jake just asked a subscriber if we could fit both in there. Tanner Mathias, PPR pick 1. Najee, B-Rob, Pollard, Pierce, Dubes, or Bateman. I only have to pick one out of... I mean, if we want the highest upside, we're going to go with Dobbs. If you want a little bit of both, if you want some upside and safety, I think Pollard is going to be like your best, like, middle ground of both.
Moises Bocanegra. What do y'all think about my 10-team PPR? You got Herbert, Cook, Swift, Hill, Godwin, Andrews, and DK Metcalf. Think I should make any moves? I mean, overall, I love the pieces that you have, and I'm not looking to trade any one of those guys at this current moment. What are you laughing at?
Landstory said, yeah, you can watch Super Bowl 3 on YouTube.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Oh.
I mean, that's pretty good. That's a quick comeback right there. I like that.
Man, just giving New York teams all the crap today so far.
Yep.
Did you just do Moises?
Yes.
My name is, with a 10 bomb, appreciate you. Recently traded Lamb, Allen, and Dobbins for Taylor, Cooper, and Gabe Davis. I mean, that's a heck of a trade by you. If you got Taylor, Cooper, and Gabe Davis, congratulations. Should I worry
100%.
about flexing Taylor against the Titans D coming off the injury? Starting running backs are Henry and Hall. No, flex Taylor. Take advantage of that.
Yep, I agree. I am God XX. Standard needed wide receiver 2, Judy, Pickens, or Duvernay. In that scenario, it's a gamble, but I'm probably still going with Judy.
Shotgun J, needed tight end, Freiermuth, Ingram, or Hurst. I got Patty F.
Patty F.
Patty F.
Hang on, I scrolled. I'm close though. It's
Donnie Lamberson. Gino or Matt Ryan?
My Allen on bye this week. Go ahead and answer it, Kyle.
Oh, you want me to answer it?
Sure.
You want me to answer it?
I mean, if you want to.
I don't have. Do you have your quarterback rankings up? I don't know
Yeah,
this one.
I have them sitting right here. That's why I was reading
what is
it.
it?
But, I mean, then you continue to talk, so I figured I'd just let you do it. I have Gino actually one spot higher.
I have Gino one spot higher than Matt Ryan this week.
Yeah, I got Gino right now at number 10, Matt Ryan at 11. Hector Gonzalez, CMC for Eckler. Wide receiver 2, Keenan Sutton, Metcalf, or Kirk. So I don't know if that means should you trade CMC for Eckler? And if you can, I mean, I don't hate it because at least you know what you have this week already. So, I mean, I would probably take Eckler as of right now. Wide receiver 2 out of Keenan, Sutton, Metcalf, and Kirk. I'm going with DK Metcalf.
Emmanuel sent a $2 donation. Emmanuel, appreciate you. Trevor Redouble. I have Brady Mixon, Damian Pierce, Tyler Boyd, Alec Pierce, George Kittle, Renfro, and I have Cup on a bye. Trade Kittle for Higgins in a PPR format. If your only wide receivers are Cup, Tyler Boyd, Alec Pierce, I would make that trade, but I would want to know if there's any other wide receivers that you could take a shot at that would be decent. So I don't think it's bad by any means, but I'm wondering about like your tight end situation, who you would replace Kittle with. Value-wise, I think Higgins is solid for Kittle, though.
Anna had a great point out there. She thinks I should dock your pay every time you talk over me.
Anna, no. See, Anna, stop talking. Just stop.
It's not a bad option. Can
I dock Anna's pay?
Probably not.
Every time she says something that makes fun of me?
That's right. OEG official doing some shout outs out there to Big Mac, the Lone Boner, and his new segment, the Friday Flyers in the tailgate show. Where'd you leave off? Chord? 12 teams, half PPR. Should I trade Lamb for Sutton and Michael Carter? No, I'm keeping Lamb. I got Prescott, Zeke. Oh, so you got a lot of Cowboys. Eckler, Myers, Gabe Davis, Drake London, and more. I'm still not giving up CeeDee Lamb for Sutton and Michael Carter. I can't do it.
Ontha Spirit Catcher. Kenyon Drake, James Robinson, Jamal Williams, or Brian Robinson. If I only can start one, Brian Robinson feels a little safer than Kenyon Drake. Kenyon Drake feels like he has more upside. James Robinson can't do really anything right now. And Jamal Williams is pretty touchdown dependent. If you said, Kyle, I'll kick you in the shin if you don't pick one right now, I'd probably go with Brian Robinson. If you want more upside, put in Drake.
Well, let us know if you want to kick Kyle in the shin.
No.
If that's an option.
No. Off the table
Anna
now.
says we could dock her pegs that then she get exactly what she wants. Go ahead and do it. That's not how things work around here.
Anna, you stop. See, I told Anna to be quiet. She didn't listen.
Daniel Davis says Nico Collins or Tyquan Thornton. Honestly, I mean, they're both boom or bust, right? So give me Tyquan Thornton and hope for the big play.
Patrick Schuster. Daniel wants to know if he can distinguish how much of his super chat donation goes to you or me.
Only if it's going to me can I make that distribution.
Daniel, I'm going to be honest with you right now. All of it can go to Jake. I don't want your money.
Oh, wow. Wow, you guys got that beef going
From
on, right?
a lowly Vikings fan. Patrick Schuster, have the Eagles and Bills defense. Wait, did you do this one? No, you didn't. Both on a bye, have to drop one. Would it be crazy to not play a defense and keep them both? I have a pretty strong team. I mean, I'm not keeping two defenses ever.
Ever.
So I'm picking the best one, dropping the other one, and finding at least a waiver that I can just put on my team that might be helping me out somewhere else.
Yeah, just something you never know. You may actually, hit gold there and get somebody on your waiver wire that ends up being somebody you could use rest of the season. You just stashed them there at the end. Ryan Gilbert dropping a 10 bomb. He says, need two Godwin, Pittman, Judy, DJ Moore, or Gallup. Currently 2-4. Should I make a trade? I have Burrow, Jones, Chubb, Jacobs, Pittman, Godwin, Judy Moore, Gallup, Madison, Hunt, or Higbee. So you need two. It's going to be Chris Godwin as one, and it's going to be Michael Pittman as the other. But I'm not really trading. You have a ton of potential on this team. I mean, really, it's something that rest of season you could put up some big numbers with the spots that you have. So I'm not making any moves right there.
Alex Watts struggling at running back. Aaron Jones, Rashad White, Gus E, Dante Foreman, Hubbard, Williams, had Dobbins, Elijah Mitchell, and Wilson Jr. Oh, great rest of the season. Outside of Aaron Jones, you have absolutely nothing. Rashad White would essentially need Leonard Fournette to get hurt. Gus Edwards could end up being a decent RB2 if he gets back and healthy, but we don't know that yet. Foreman probably isn't going to be any type of a upside play. Hubbard isn't going to be any type of an upside play. Kyron Williams is interesting. I don't foresee him being a must start every single week, but definitely potentially a flex appeal if he takes snaps away and they get rid of Cam Akers.
Yeah, there's a lot of ifs in there.
Lots of them.
100%. But I think Gus Edwards is somebody that I'm probably most keen in on. I mean, this is somebody who, when J.K. Dobbins went down last year, before Edwards went down also, we were all talking about this dude could be top 15 in this offense. I just don't want to build up that expectation for like his first game back.
Yeah.
Could he be somebody down the stretch, the last 6-7 weeks of the fantasy season that we could rely on? Maybe. Right now in week 7, I don't know if I can go that far here just yet.
Jason Olivero sent a $2 donation. Piero, Manino, pick 2 in a full PPR. McLaurin, Harris, Ayuk, or Woods. Probably go with Ayuk and McLaurin here.
Yep, I would have to agree. As of right now, Luke Gehrig says Russell Wilson's not playing this week 100%. We've gone from let's ride to let her rip this week, Lou.
John, question to Kyle. Who better represents Detroit, the real Slim Shady or Kid Rock? It is 100% Eminem. 150% Eminem.
Is Kid Rock even on the leaderboard?
I don't even know if Kid Rock is alive still, to be honest with you. Dude could be dead.
He's alive, I think. I mean, I don't pay attention to Kid Rock anymore, but I think he is. Don Queese says full PPR running back 2, CMC or Brees. I mean, I hate to sit CMC, but Brees Hall is a great second option, so he's probably going to be safer at this point. I want to know, Nick is still out there. I want to know if he is disappointed in the fact that he hasn't seen 1,000 likes yet on the stream.
Nick said if we didn't get 1,000. I will say, you know what I'm disappointed in? I'm disappointed in the afternoon crowd. The evening crowd is much better than you guys. Yeah, I said it.
There's more energy, right?
More energy.
Right
more
Where's the
energy,
energy at,
more
people?
likes.
Gotta
Y'all
get some
coming in
energy.
here in the middle of the day. I would expect more energy right now.
Yeah. Daniel Penrod says, I just downloaded the new Call of Duty. I haven't played a single Call of Duty game in the last 4 or 5 years. Oh boy, when online multiplayer drops the 28th, I'm going to get embarrassed by little kids and Kyle. You're going to embarrass him?
Oh, yeah. The kids
More-
and him, both of them.
More people are off work.
Night crowd is drunk.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Maybe the night crowd is drunk.
That might be partially true.
With some of the questions we get at night, that is entirely possible. That's right. Come on. Get the energy flowing, people. Come on, start dropping those emojis, pumping each other up. Let's go.
Jason says Mills, Mariota, Brissett, Heineken, half PPR, need to. Mariota's got probably the highest upside of everyone due to his rushing ability. Heineken is actually kind of close, and I know it's Heineken, not Heineken, but he said Heineken, so I'm going with it. I'd probably go with Mariota. I don't know if I go with Brissett or not. Who do you have higher out of Mills and Brisket?
They're both low. I got Brisket 2 spots higher.
Then Mariota and Brisket for me. Piero, second league, full PPR, London, DJ Moore, ETN, Curtis Samuel, Boyd. Thank you, fellas. Always appreciated. I don't know how many I need to pick, so I will rank them for you. ETN, Samuel, Boyd, London, Moore. Nick, Carzales. What do you all think about Van Jefferson coming back? I think it is a good opportunity. I think we stash him and hold him and see what happens. I don't think he'll be fantasy viable right away, but let's see what happens with him.
Let's see here. We had... it just scrolled on me.
Andre! Shout out from Brazil. What up, Andre?
Brazil in the house.
Standard League. I want to sit Amon-Ra this week to play Higgins and Lazard. What do you think? I still have Amon-Ra over Lazard this week.
Yeah, I couldn't... Even though it's a difficult matchup for Amon-Ra, the potential is just too high. I don't think I could do it. Efren Robles says he's gotten skipped twice now in the chat because nobody else is talking except for him. We just look over him. Says third time maybe the charm. Bench one out of JT Jacobs, Fournette, Brees, also Dak or Brady. I have Dak higher than Brady by 1 spot, and if I'm benching one of those running backs, no idea why you have 4 absolute studs that we can't choose from. But if I have to sit one of them, hold on, what do we got? Fournette, Brees, JT or Jacobs. Fournette, Brees, JT, Jacobs. I mean, I hate to do it, but it would be Brees Hall, and I hate to even say that.
Bibby K, trade Debo for Higgins after McCaffrey trade. No, I'm keeping Debo. You're not getting nearly enough value back there. Spirit Catcher, kick the shin. Thanks for the info. Hashtag bromance. Appreciate you. I Protogen got offered St. Brown for Hall and a full PPR. I'm probably keeping Brees Hall with the way he's playing right now, unless you're absolutely stacked at running back, and then maybe I would consider that. AWC with the 10 bomb. Eckler, Jonathan Taylor, Ken Walker, Elliott, ETN, Chase, Hopkins, Olave, Deontay Johnson. Would trading for Ken Walker and Deontay Johnson for Amon-Ra St. Brown be good, or other trades? I'm keeping Kenneth Walker. I'm not trading him for Deontay Johnson.
Probably
if
not.
you've got Chase, Hopkins, and Olave, you're fine right now. I'm keeping Kenneth Walker. Awesome Key Comics. Half PPR. Alec Pierce, Myers, Hunt, Dillon. Sit one in a close week. If I have to sit only one of these guys, it's either Dillon or Hunt.
I would probably sit Hunt and just hope that it doesn't go off.
Yeah, I think I answered that earlier, and I said Dillon over Hunt. It just feels icky.
Yeah, I know.
Matt Walters, Gus Edwards, thoughts. Gave you my thoughts in the waiver wire video. Yes, I like him. I think everyone should be getting him right now and stashing him.
Yep. Sean Daniel says he just went out and saw Black Adam. He would not recommend it.
Okay.
Maybe I don't think The Rock is a great actor by any means, but I feel like it's more fitting for him to do like Jumanji movies than like play a serious role. It just doesn't. I just can't take it serious.
He's The Rock. He can do anything.
Let the record reflect that right now somebody is cooking something amazing in my house and I can smell it in my office.
That was just me. I farted.
I just took a big whiff of it, whatever it was. It smells good.
Giancarlo with a 5 bomb. Appreciate you. I feel like I need a nap right now. Like the afternoon crowd is getting me tired.
Oh, wow. 812 likes with 856 watching. We've had 30 new members today. 30
That's
new
good.
members. Yeah. Kim Possible can do anything, Kyle. Is Kim Possible like a kid show or something? Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? Yeah, whatever it is, it smells so good right now. Somebody saying that's a solid trade. Elijah Njoku or Tunyon to fill in for Goddard's bye. Probably Njoku. He's been the most consistent guy. Kyle is in full-on nap mode. Markel Adams dropping a 10 bomb. Appreciate that. Says, I'm 6-0. Should I drop Elijah Mitchell and see what happens? Other running backs are Barkley, Ramondre Robinson, Gus, and Chuba. I mean, are you just dropping him and not picking anybody up because he was in your IR spot? Are you getting something for him? If you're just dropping him to drop him, I would just hold on. If there's something else out there, I would grab it, but I'm not actively just dropping him just to get him off my roster.
Big drop. Etienne or Ramondre the rest of the season? I think this is an interesting one. If Dameon Pierce is healthy, it's Etienne. If Dameon Pierce is out, it's Ramondre.
Damian Harris.
Damian Harris. Jesus.
See, go back to your nap. Brandon Willett left the $2 donation, then retracted his message. Alex Watts. Aaron Jones is his only running back. Oh, dear Lord. Do I trade one of my wide receivers in Evans, Pittman, Lazard, Bateman, Moore, and Wandell? And which running back could I get? The second half of that, we have no idea for sure. But really, the only pieces you have that have any trade value are Evans and Pittman. And if you end up trading one of them, you're stuck starting the likes of Lazard every week because Bateman's been injured. Sky Moore hasn't been anything. Wandell Robinson's had one game in his career. So I don't know if that's going to make you any better unless you can get multiple pieces back. I would try to see if maybe you can get a running back 2 and a wide receiver 2 for one of your stud wide receivers, either Evans or Pittman. But I can't just give them away because all you're going to end up doing is transferring points to your running back category and just taking them away from the wide receivers, and it's just going to be a wash.
Tommy Lips, they're not as lame as you are.
Yeah. Imagine being that lame in the comment section.
Imagine being so lame that you complain about a fantasy football channel. My name's Tommy. Answer my question or I'll make fun of you.
Right, it used to be a Jimmy, but maybe it should be a Tommy instead.
Ooh, I like that.
Maybe I do too. Maddie Mayhem, what's going on, Maddie? Have a hard one this week. Barkley, Fournette, Taylor, Stevenson in a full PPR. How many do you need, Maddie? Barkley, Fournette, Taylor, and Stevenson. Can we at least start 3 of them? Please tell me yes. If that's the case, then I would sit Stevenson and just take the gamble. Hopefully you don't have to sit 2 of them, though. Okay, you can get 3 of them. I see you in the chat. Then Stevenson, even though I hate to do it, he's the guy that I would sit out of those options.
Joe Rojas.
Hashtag lame Tommy.
I like that.
Yep.
Amon-Ra or Pittman? If you want to be safe, you can go with Pittman, but if you want upside, I'm going with Amon-Ra.
Hashtag no Doomtar for Tommy.
Yes.
Love it.
Tommy's a Doomtar.
Yeah. Hey, wait a second. Should we do it again, Kyle? Should we see? Last week we had somebody, if you don't answer my question, I'm going to unsubscribe. So Tommy had to subscribe in order to even leave a comment because it's subscribers only. Hang on, let's take a look, Kyle.
Did it change?
Let me see. I mean, we can just wait here for a second.
No, it did not.
No, it didn't change. It didn't change. We're good. We're good.
There was some confusion in the chat about Kim Possible and whether or not it was actually a kid's show.
I don't know anything about it.
Well, Anna said earlier you're not much older than her, and she remembers it, so you should as well. But Anna's younger than I am, and I'm a lot younger than you are, so she definitely is not close to the same age.
Yeah, she's not that. She's a lot younger than me. It's Disney kids show. And see, that's the thing is with my kids being older, I can't tell you the last time they watched a show on Disney. It had to have been 6 years, 5-6 years ago. You think Swift is playing? If not, fire up Williams. Well, for sure you fire up Williams if he's not playing. But yeah. If I had to guess, he would probably play at least some type of limited package. I am a dinosaur, Nick. That doesn't offend me. I'm old. I got old balls.
Wendy says he's going on 20 years old and he remembers that.
Well, that's probably because he just got done watching Disney shows. He's probably. Wait a second. Wendy's is only 20 years old.
Albert says, well, all cartoons are mostly for kids. Have you ever watched Aqua Teen Hunger Force? That's not.
Never even heard of that.
It was on Adult Swim.
Oh, I have no idea what that even is.
Oh.
Kyle, we doing Brattle breaks tonight, or do we not have enough to break?
I don't know what Brattle breaks are.
Brattle? Brattle?
Are we doing battle breaks? No battle breaks tonight, but we do have a normal break that we'll be doing over on the channel.
Land Destroy says he's older than me. I appreciate that. 41 going on 21 over here. That's a Stoner's show.
I bet Lit Nick used to watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force like all the time. Lit Nick seems like an Aqua Teen Hunger Force dude to me.
Wendy's is only 19. Wendy's, you have been in our chat for years. So does
That's
that mean
true.
That you have been in this chat, and I don't. Obviously, I can't remember everybody, but I feel like you've been here for at least 3 to 4 years. Wendy's. Does that mean you started here when you were like 15? Wow. If that's the case, respect.
Anna, I'm not a dinosaur. Jake is.
Maddie, are you in Discord? We've been doing them nonstop in Discord. David V34, welcome to Holden Chubb. Did we get Brandon Willett? Do you know? Do you not know?
Wait, what did you say to me? Sorry, I was reading something.
Brandon Willett. Did you get Brandon Willett? Devontae Adams, Doomtar, or Godwin at wide receiver? Okay, so Adams, Doomtar, or Godwin at wide receiver, and Monty or Kareem Hunt at a running back in a full PPR. I'll go Monty over Hunt. I don't know how many of the wide receivers you need. I feel like if I'm trying to pick 2 of these guys, I'll just rank them. I would go Adams, Godwin, Doomtar in order of safety. I think Godwin's slightly safer than Doomtar this week. Higher ceiling still goes with Doomtar, though. If you're looking for that extra gamble, then it would be him and Adams.
Anna, you are absolutely incorrect. I said I was a lot younger than Jake. I just said I was younger than you. Or you were younger than me. That's all I said. I'm going to need you to get it correct.
Oh, wow. This is what it looks like when your parents fight right in front of you. Who do I start? Najee or Jacoby Myers in a full PPR for Wilkin? I feel like Myers is probably still safer in a full PPR, just because of the amount of volume that he sees. Najee is one of those guys that probably has the higher touchdown upside. So if you want to play it safe, it's Myers. You want to gamble, it's Najee.
David V34, welcome to Holden Chubb. Matthew LeBron, need to start 2 in a full PPR. Mostert, Damian Harris, Ramondre, or Ken Walker. I'm going Ramondre and Ken Walker there.
Chris McMahon says, much love, guys from England. Going to the game next week. I'll be starting the beers when you're live stream next week, as will be 2 a.m. here. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Going to the game. Already looking forward to it. Kick him in the twig and
Schultz
berries.
or Everett in a standard scoring. Give me the Muth.
The Muth.
The Muth.
Kim
Mikey,
Possible.
I'm 2 and 4. Cut you off. I got
You did.
Curtis Samuel and George Pickens.
$1 in the jar.
We started at the same time. I wasn't cutting you off.
Okay.
I also got Gabe Davis, but bye week. I'd go Curtis Samuel over Pickens.
So
Are
Kim
you asking how I feel about both of them? The potential's there. It's going to be risky, though.
So Kim Possible was a Disney kids show that had some more mature humor, but was still targeted for kids in the 13 to 14 age range. Okay. I haven't seen it. Legend of the Hidden Temple,
Ooh,
hands
that
down
was a
the
good
best.
one.
That was a good one.
That and the one where they had to climb the big rock at the very end.
I can't ever keep track of what name of which movie it was, though. I can't ever. I get them all mixed up.
Cardinal said started Juwan since Higbee is on a bye, and I'll say it worked. Yes.
Yes, it did.
Loved it. I put him in the waiver wire video too. But yeah, I called him a start this week if they were missing both guys.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Boom! Suck it, everyone who said not to.
Boom, suck it. Don't do
Suck
that in
it
the
to
chat.
everybody who doesn't watch the videos and only looks at the graphics on the screen and is like, you said sit DeAndre Hopkins when I said start him.
Yeah.
Johnny's. Or wait, what's his name?
No, they're Tommies.
Tommies.
They're Tommies now.
Tommy's.
That's right. Bunch of Tommies. Did we get Mikey or Matthew?
I got Mikey and Matthew both.
Okay. So
Just
Zen
Zen
Rebel
now.
Studios, Mostert or Bateman flexing a 12-team full PPR. Thank you. As of right now, still have to think that Mostert's going to give you the safer floor this week. So I'm probably leaning towards Mostert, and then overcome who to trade for using Debo and Cook. Those questions are like impossible to answer, man, without knowing everything about the league. I mean, those are two high-end players. You should be able to get almost everyone outside of the top guys at those positions if you're looking to make a trade. Ren and Stimpy. I remember Ren and Stimpy. That I remember.
Eric says, I've seen Eric a few times now. Playing my rival, need 3 in a full PPR. Alec Pierce, Pollard, Curtis Samuel, Bateman, Dillon. I'm going with Pierce. I'm going with Pollard. If we want to be safe, it's probably Curtis Samuel.
See, and there it is. I see Jam in the chat, and that's what he commented on the video that you did hedge. And
Jam, I did not hedge.
There's no hedging.
Let me be very clear here, Jam. Let me be very clear with the entire nation watching. Not everybody, but most of you. Listen, we have an algorithm that we stick to help us predict start and sits. If I stop what I have been doing all year long just to fudge the numbers to make a graphic show that DeAndre Hopkins is a start, I am not doing justice to the process that we have set out, therefore making me unreliable to you all. Do you know how many people could have commented if I just threw numbers in there and been like, well, you didn't do this for X player at the beginning of the year? I would have gotten shit for that too. I was not hedging. I said we are starting DeAndre Hopkins. My formula can't do it because he's got nothing to put in there.
Yeah, 100%. We're not going to, start changing things around now. It's been working just fine. And you can say that you're trolling, Jam, and that's cool, but that's like the quickest way to get blocked on this channel. I mean, it really is, because we don't have time for people that want to troll. It's a bunch of people that enjoy a game, and
there's a difference between trolling and there's a difference between joking with us.
Yeah,
we can joke back and forth. That's absolutely fine. But you said it multiple times on the video this week, and then you now just said it again. Like, don't troll.
Yeah, and if you want to continue it, then I don't care if you're a member or not. Like, your $5-10 a month does not give you the right to troll and disrespect anybody here on this channel or anybody in the community. It's not worth it.
Thank you, man. Yeah, someone even came back to the video too, and they were like, Kyle, you said to start Hopkins, and look what happens.
Yep. 100%. Ray says, oh, by the way, I'm sorry I threatened your dogs.
Yeah, didn't he say something about the dogs last week?
I don't remember. He said something like, what would happen if they weren't there or something like that. McLovin. Rate this week's lineup: Carr, Nuke, Debo, Eno, Everett, Zeke, Jacobs, Scary Terry, the GOAT Daniel Carlson, Dallas defense, thank you. So you started off decent right there with Hopkins. I don't know if this is PPR or not, but with Debo or with Hopkins and Eno, they both got you a solid start. You got Debo left with Carr, Everett, Zeke in a great matchup, Jacobs coming back off of bye week, Scary Terry somewhat hit or miss, especially with the new quarterback. Overall, solid team. It has a great start there on Thursday Night Football, so you have an opportunity for a win this week for sure. Midwest Watch Guy. Full PPR, start Breece Hall or CMC. Other running back is Fournette. Wide receivers are Hill and Hopkins. Flex is Doomtar, St. Brown.
Bunja.
Breece Hall is going to be safer than CMC. Like, he's still, at least we know what to expect, but this matchup isn't easy. If you want to play it safe, it's Hall, but if you want to gamble, then it becomes CMC.
Bunge becoming a member of Full Job. Bunge, welcome in. Make sure you connect Discord. And then Nick came in with another gifted membership, and Sean McEwen got it. 100%. Congratulations, Sean.
He says for the trolls.
For the trolls. Sean Muka. I'm not even going to even try the rest of your name because, no offense, I can't.
You can't say regular names.
I can't pronounce anybody's name correctly, and I know I will mess all that up. So, Shanmuka, Jamal Williams, Gerald Everett, Hunt, and Alec Pierce. 1 flex spot. Should I drop James Conner? Thanks for all your content, man. We love you. We love you, too. Should you drop James Conner? I wouldn't drop him because he'll still probably be the lead back when he gets healthy. As far as the other guys here, if you want upside, go with Alec Pierce. Of course, if Swift misses, then we'll go with Jamal Williams. If you want to be safer, go with Jamal Williams no matter what.
Hey,
Logan
Stifler. In the chat real
Oh.
quick. We can call him Cy, since we can't say his whole name there. Just call him Cy.
Cy.
Or,
all right.
It says Cy. Yeah, Cy. S-A-I.
I love it. I love it. Logan Stifler becoming a new member of Holden Chubb. Drift Cat becoming a new member of Holden Chubb.
That's what I'm talking about. Get some energy back in here.
Whew.
That's what I'm talking about. Been around since Jake was staring at my soul from the closet. Drift Cat. I mean, I used to like.
When was that?
I don't know. I mean, I wasn't in a closet, but I was definitely with some plain white wall behind me. At one point, I tried to green screen and had no idea what I was doing. Then I got so lazy, I just left the green sheet hanging up there. That's what I'm talking about. He said 4 years ago.
I used to record from my son's bedroom.
You did. I'm like, Kyle, can we record? You like, hang on. You go in there and like set up like books and stuff to set your camera and stuff on. I remember that.
I would have to move. Like my son would have to sleep in bed with my wife that night. I would have to then I would sleep in his bed that night because I'd get done so late.
Yep.
Oh,
you were such a noob back then.
Oh my God. Somebody said something yesterday about Ethan not having as much energy as we do.
Well,
and I responded back and I said, honestly, Ethan has a lot of energy. Just you and I are so over the top sometimes that it can make people look like they don't have any energy. But I told him, I was like, dude, if you go back and watch my videos when I first started, I sucked.
Yeah.
Like I was awful. So
Maddie says
bad.
he's been here since 2017, and that was the start, Maddie. Like that was like, that's from the beginning almost. I don't want to open that up because I don't want people to go look at it. But I mean, our first shows here absolutely sucked. At least you can see that everything that we get, we put into the show.
Yeah.
Ethan, a chiller. Come on, Ethan is professional. Remember, technically, he is legit a doctor. Like he is not some like, oh, we just have some fake degree behind him. So he's still professional.
Mm-hmm.
When Kyle came here, Kyle was very professional. It took me like a year and a half to completely corrupt Kyle to the point of where he's like, you know, doing weird things with his tongue on camera and showing his body and shaving things. I mean, it's just weird. Like it took some time for me to corrupt Kyle because he was professional. Just give us some time. We'll corrupt Ethan just the same way.
He's closer to it though than I was when I started.
Yeah.
He's way closer to being corrupt.
Did I work for the R channel, L?
We don't bring up that name.
I helped them build a channel and got paid peanuts, so I left.
And then
I just brought Kyle with me.
They've actually lost subscribers since Jake and I left there.
Yeah. Like 3, 4, 5 years ago. Wow. Are you guys in the same state? No. Kyle, we are not. I am in North Carolina. Kyle's in Indiana.
Oh.
Who invented the suck it thing? Disgusting. The suck it thing?
I have no idea.
What, telling everybody? I don't know. Somebody told us to tell one of their league mates to suck it at one point on camera so they could show them. So we've done it.
No, I think someone told us to tell their cats to suck it.
That was Buck. Remember Buck? And then Buck came back a few weeks later and says the cat's still pissed. Tell him to unsuck it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's see. It was not good quality, but the advice was good enough for me to win in 2017, so it turned me into a diehard head. I appreciate that. Yeah, the quality was bad, man. I had no idea what I was doing. None whatsoever. But hopefully it's better now.
But there's a lesson to be learned there, and we're going to go off topic here for just a second, but I'm going to give you one of my patented Kyle's #Real Talks right here. But that just goes to show you that even if you don't know what in the heck you're doing, you got to take a risk sometimes. You got to take a chance, and you got to say, hey, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to be willing to learn, and I'm going to be willing to take the criticism to try and get better, and I'm going to be willing to try and grow and do these things. I mean, just because you don't know how to do something just doesn't necessarily mean you shouldn't do it. If you want to work on cars, maybe you don't know how to work on cars, go learn, go put in the work, go figure out how to do it, educate yourself, and then who knows, maybe you can revitalize a car in your garage someday. Like, it's true for everything.
Yep, doesn't matter what you do. If you put your mind to it, you can do it. Christian, trade Fournette for Debo and Goddard. Have Eckler, Sanders, Olave, CD, Deontay Johnson. I have no tight end other than Evan Ingram. So trading Fournette for Debo and Goddard is only going to leave you Eckler and Sanders as your only running backs. Being that you already have Olave and Lamb, you don't need Debo as much as you probably need the running back. I mean, overall value-wise, that is not a bad trade. But I'm hoping you have more running backs on your roster. If you have more options, then I consider it. But if that's all you have, I don't know if you can afford to trade Fournette.
Etienne or Mondre the rest of the season. I don't know if it was you, but somebody asked this question earlier. I've got, if there's no Damian Harris, it's Ramondre Stevenson. If there is Damian Harris, it's Etienne for me. Just in terms of what you could see upside-wise. Where would I rank Chris Godwin the rest of the season? RJ, I mean, he teeters right between low-end wide receiver 1, high-end wide receiver 2.
Lou, you've been there for a long time as well. I remember you from the start as well.
Litnick is out. Ladies and gentlemen, going to go coach up that U12 soccer team. Got their first dub on Thursday, 1-0. Go get him. Go get him, Nick.
Nick, is it boys or girls? Maybe he left already.
Reynolds, Renfro, Pollard, or Harris at the flex. I'm going to go Pollard here. I'm 100% sure Waddle will play. Swift probably, I'm like 90 to 85% at this point. He said boys and girls.
He needs to come to North Carolina and show him how it's done here.
Nick, can you come coach Jake's daughter's team?
Yes, please. I think ETN will go off this week. Land Destroy. I've been waiting for it each and every week, and we're starting to see it week in and week out. We're starting to see some of those more big plays for sure. They're starting to happen. We just got to find one where he can find the end zone. Samuel says he wants to go back and watch a video from 2018 to see how we've changed over the year. Dude, it is way bad. It is quality-wise way bad.
Is Knox going to heat up in the second half? Jam, I don't think so. I had him as a bust in my draft guide write-ups, and I think that holds true still.
Nick said he used to live in Charlotte, maybe a vacation sometime. It's 2 hours away. That's where I'm going to be tomorrow morning. 7 o'clock in the damn morning, 2 hours away. Peace out, Nick.
Maddie Mayhem Sons U8 football is 1 win from the playoffs, heading to Florida if we win tomorrow. Nice. R3. So our football team that my son plays for, we actually have 4 teams in our organization because it's the same organization. They all practice together and they go all the way up in age. So his team unfortunately lost last weekend, but our next 3 teams all won this week. So they all play for championships next week.
Patrick said he would wear a Lit Nick shirt. We should make one. Should we? Maybe Lit Nick does need his own emoji.
Oh, shit.
His
own emoji?
Maybe. I mean, he's Verge. I mean, he's responsible for like a quarter of the members on this chat.
Kyle Thomas, best advice for a team that is 0-6. It depends. If you're 0-6, I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound really bad to start. If your team is 0-6 because your team sucks, there's not much that you can do. Work the waiver wire. Maybe try, if you've got a stud or two, maybe try to trade them to get multiple pieces that can help you balance out. If your team doesn't suck, like if you're one of the top teams in terms of points scored and you just keep getting really unlucky, then maybe it's a move here or a move there, maybe one move to kind of put you over the top, but don't go crazy and completely dismantle your team if you're super close to winning. Joseph O needs 2 flexes, Damian Harris, Wandell, and Gallup in a full PPR. I probably go Wandell and Gallup.
For now, yeah, just to play it safer.
Mm-hmm. Frankie, I need an adult. You're in the wrong place.
Oh, Lord.
Wrong place. Full PPR. Do you want me to see if someone else is here? Because I can...
Is anybody in the chat an adult right now? Do we have any adults in the house?
No, none. I'll go get
Probably
my dog. Probably better than me. Full PPR. Do I flex Jacoby Myers, Curtis Samuel, or Kenyon Drake? Kenyon Drake. Also, calf cam. Thanks for all you do. I don't know about a calf cam. We'll see. Not right this second. Because we only got 850 likes on today's stream.
You put a calf picture on Discord yesterday.
I did. I sent everyone in Discord a calf picture. You're welcome. I had 2 games I lost by less than half a point. Ugh.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah, Kyle, then you just have to try and stick it out, man.
Yeah. Anna says she needs a remote-controlled flag to go off in your studio. How do we make that happen? Is there a way that we could have a little flag that she can hit a remote and it just raises it?
I don't want Anna having control of anything in my house.
I do. Anna, we need to figure out, I don't know if Taylor's out there. We need to figure out how to make something, just like a little red flag that like pops up and she can hit the button whenever she wants.
I'll be sitting here just like at night, not doing anything, and that thing will go off.
I need that. I will pay for that. I don't know how much that would cost, but I would pay. Cy! Our man Cy becoming a new member here of Holden Chubb. And then Kyle Thomas also says, that's where he said I lost by half a point. Sar, should I trade Pitts, Mixon, Higgins for Kelsey, Pierce, and Keenan Allen? You have Waddle, Godwin, CMC, and already traded for Jonathan Taylor. I mean, part of me, Kyle, kind of wants to make that trade.
Part of me does too. Waddle and Godwin are holding you up. Keenan Allen is a good wide receiver 3 when he comes back. Kelsey is a huge upgrade from Pitts. And Pierce isn't, I mean...
He's not horrendous. So it's not like it's a drop-off maybe from Mixon long term, but I think I make that trade. I like that trade. Should I see-op Jonathan Taylor? I'm thinking that means should you shop him? And the window to shop him is already closed because he's back and healthy and probably going to play this week. The recovery 716, if it's connected to Wi-Fi, that could be a possibility. I actually wanted a cannon so the foul flag would shoot into the frame.
Anna, you would have to get me to reload it every single time. And I tell you what, I'm not going to do it.
Big Al says, Jake, been watching videos since you had a real mellow guy as a co-host before Kyle. That's the lone boner. That's Mac. Mac is still here. Mac's in the tailgate show on Fridays. He's the one that sings the intro song here. That's Mac. He's still here.
Yeah, Big Al. What are you trying to say?
Yeah. Kyle's not Kyle was very mellow. If you go back and watch Kyle's first video here, dude looked like he had a stick shoved up the backside, just like, sorry, Kyle. Like he was so nervous. And now there's no nerves. No nerves whatsoever. We have the recovery. Should I start Stevenson, Mostert, or Godwin in the flex? Half PPR. Harris coming back to ruin my Steven season. Not necessarily. Remember, Ramondre Stevenson was still getting points even with Damian Harris in the lineup. This week, if you want to play it safer, it'd be Godwin in a half PPR. If you're willing to gamble, that's when you go Stevenson still, though. AM visuals, 2 and 4. 12-team PPR. ETN, B-Rob, Pierce, Dobbs, Dulcich, Aaron Jones. On the bench, Diggs, Demont, A-Rob, Gabe Davis, Jamal Williams. Should I pick up Wandell? Not really, because there's nobody on your roster that I really want to drop. I mean, you have Greg Dulcich. If he's your only tight end, then you kind of have to keep him. And there's no one else I really see that I'd want to drop in order to gamble on Wandell right this second.
There's people at my front door.
What do they want?
There's 2 guys just standing at my front door right now.
Oh, you have a Ring camera, huh?
Yeah.
Can I talk to them?
Well, they walked away now, but they're like standing a little bit further out. Like I can see them on the sidewalk now. I'm just going to leave this up for a few minutes.
Yeah, you just watch them. If they come back, let me talk to them.
Yeah.
Debo Sims, 1990. What's up, brothers? How you feel about Jeff Wilson? Should I drop him or keep him for one more week? I mean, I'm not just going to drop him just to drop him if there's nothing to grab for him. I mean, you can hold off for another week. I'm not just going to say, I don't want the guy. I'm just going to hit cut and not pick somebody up in return. It just depends what's out there, if it's anything that could help you. Frankie, okay, so I need supervision again. Man, we're just going back to the well here. We're going to need some adults the next time we do a live show. Do I flex Alec Pierce, Drake London, James Robinson, or David Montgomery? Jake, would you do a calf cam? I don't have the ability to turn around and stand up like Kyle does. Last time I tried to show my calves, everybody said they were small, which is a complete fallacy, and I do not want to open up the trolls for that again. Out of Alec Pierce, London, J-Rob, and David Montgomery, in a full PPR, Alec Pierce is probably your safer option. If you're wanting to gamble for some higher upside, potentially then you go David Montgomery if that's where you want to gamble.
Samuel, if they were selling Girl Scout cookies, I would have already been outside.
Yes. If they would have had a box, like one of those clear Tupperware containers with Girl Scout cookies, he wouldn't even have said anything. He would have just got up and walked away.
They've been like, how much? I'll leave the money on the door frame for you.
Exactly. And then Kyle Singer, Monty Pollard, Hunt, Tunyon Ingram, pick one running back and one tight end in a full PPR. For the tight end, I'll probably gamble and go with Tunyon. For the running back, though, Monty and Pollard, I kind of want to gamble. I kind of want to gamble and go Pollard against the Detroit Lions. Since everybody and their mother can run on Detroit, it's kind of a gamble there, but I'm going to go with Pollard. I'm going to go with Tunyon. And then you have Boyd in the flex. Should I start two tight ends? No, I'm going to keep Boyd there over the other tight end. Love you guys. Keep it up. Appreciate you there, Kyle.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that to me.
What kind of Girl Scout cookies, Kyle? Do you have a favorite?
Like, honestly, if it's a cookie, it's going to be pretty good. But if I had to pick, I am a fan of the ones, they used to be called Samoas, correct? They're called.
That's what I was just Googling it because I thought they changed the name on them.
Yeah, it's like coconut clusters or something now. Those are probably my favorite. The Thin Mints are lit. If you
Caramel Delights is what they're called.
Caramel Delights. If you put them in the freezer for a little bit, and then you take them out and you kind of suck on it a little bit, and then it thaws in your mouth and you chew it.
Whoa. All right, then. Yeah, I love those two. Thin Mints as well. Coconut clusters. I see Gus has been activated. Yes. That still does not mean he's going to go out there and get a bunch of work, regardless.
Right.
Favorite nacho topping, Mike? Is
Meats.
This like, huh?
Meats?
Plural meats?
Plural?
I mean, I think it's...
How many meats can I fit on this?
Yeah, how many meats is... I mean, I got to have a good nacho cheese, though. Like, I understand that there's that way you can just use, like, the grated cheese and stuff. No, I want the liquid cheese. Like, that stuff you go to ball games and get. I love that stuff. That's probably the fat boy in me talking, but still, I love it.
Wait, go to ball games and get what?
Like nachos. You have like that like liquid nacho cheese stuff. I don't want that exact cheese, but that type of nacho cheese is what I want
like that's
on
your
my
favorite
nachos.
topping. Okay.
Yes. It's got to have a lot of cheese on it. I don't like. You ever like take out a nacho and it's got like one little strip of cheese on it and it's just like somewhat depressing because there's nothing else there? I feel like the chease has to encapsulate all the flavors of everything.
When you eat your nachos, do you fit the entire nacho in your mouth or do you take a bite?
It depends what kind of chips are we talking about. Because there's some of those chips that are like huge, you know what I mean? And there's some that are like already a little bit smaller. I mean, if it's a smaller one, the whole thing's going in.
See, I take mine, if I'm at a ball game and I take mine out and it's got the cheese on it, I hold it over my mouth and I lick.
You just lick it?
And then I put it in my mouth.
Sean Daniels says he lives in Hickory. He's about 3 hours from me. Sean Daniels, I was in Hickory at Jack in the Box this morning at 1 a.m. in Hickory this morning. We dang near touched tips, my friend. That's how close we were this morning. And yes, I stopped at Jack in the Box at that time because we don't have Jack in the Box here. I grew up on Jack in the Box at times in Arizona, and I love their tacos, so I had to get some tacos. Maddie says, "Don't ever do that again."
Yeah, people don't like it when I take my tongue out of my mouth.
Yeah, I've gotten that. Jacob Roderick, welcome to Holden Chubb. Ontha, Spirit Catcher. Last question, brothers. Should I start Derek Carr or Matt Ryan? Thanks. Hashtag Concord. We got North Carolina. Kyle, maybe we need to do a meet and greet in North Carolina. There's a ton of people out there in North Carolina right now.
Yep.
Maybe we should just do something here in North Carolina. If you would attend a headliner's meet and greet anywhere in North Carolina, let me know in the chat right now. Anyway, the question was Carr or Ryan. Let me go here. I have Matt Ryan 2 spots higher on the Hayes Gaming, 12-man, half PPR, starting Dillon and Pollard and Dobbs at the flex. Should I put Drake in for anyone? I would put Drake in. If you want to gamble a little bit more, you put Drake in for Dillon. If you want to play it a little bit safer, then you go Drake over Dobbs. For me, personally, I'm putting Drake in my lineup there. If it's me, I'm putting Drake over Dobbs as of right this second. And then Kyle forgot to ask, I just flexed Pollard over Boyd. I don't mind that whatsoever in that matchup.
Yes.
Now I want nachos. I know. Is anybody talking about North Carolina? Anybody come here? My pregnant friends, she loved those Jack in the Box tacos. They're good. Jack in the Box tacos, they're just different. They just hit. They're even better late at night.
Maybe we need to do 2 headliner events.
Well, I'm not saying that this would be the only one. I'm just saying if somebody would do it here, it could be one of them. You know what I mean?
Do one in North Carolina and then try to find one as central as possible.
Yeah, like this
because we
wouldn't be
talked
the
about
only one.
Kansas City as well. Kansas City's been in the running. Something in North Carolina, Las Vegas, and Nashville are the 4 that we've really seriously discussed.
Yes. But I want to know if anybody's even... I mean, I just felt like we were getting a lot of comments from people in North Carolina right now. That's what made me think about it. I want to, but I'm in Nebraska. Well, maybe then if we go towards Kansas City or something like that, you're a little bit closer there, Smoke Dog.
Tostitos cheese warmed up and poured over nachos. Why not just in your mouth?
Would you ever just take the chip, throw it in your mouth, and then pour a little cheese in, Kyle?
Listen, at one point in time, I wanted to quit my job at Burger King, which I worked for 3 years in high school, and work at Taco Bell just for the fact that I wanted to put my head underneath the melted cheese dispenser.
Wow.
It would have burned and it would have hurt, but hell, it would have been fun.
Charles Case says he'd fly over from Germany if we did it in North Carolina.
Oh, what?
Damn. About 6 hours away, Terry Hudak. It's not bad. It's a nice little drive.
Kevin,
Headliner
if you're in
Fest
Indy, we've done a meet and greet in Indy before for the
now
combine.
That was like 2 years ago.
Oh, it was longer than that.
3 years ago?
It was. Well, no, it would have been February 2020, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Okay.
that's 2.5 years ago.
It feels like so long.
Yeah, I know. It was the combine prior to COVID.
Yep.
So that's but we were a lot smaller then. I feel like the nation would show out a little bit more now if we were to show up somewhere.
Yeah.
Bryce Willis says, does Edwards being activated change anything with Drake? No, not for me this week. Joey Candelari says, question, guys, I have been struggling to decide my flex, Samuel or Drake. If it's me personally, I'm going with Drake. And then Jacob Roderick, giving Waddle and Evans for Pittman and CMC. I'll have Eckler, Fournette, and CMC, Davis, and Schultz. I got Sutton, B-Rob, London, Muth on the bench. So you're basically swapping Evans and Pittman, which I don't mind, and then you're losing Waddle for CMC to pair him with Eckler and Fournette, which is a lethal trio right there, so I don't mind that trade whatsoever. May not be the greatest this week, but going forward should be fine. Blabby, would you guys ever do an event in the Northeast? We'll go to wherever the people are willing to meet us. So if we can find a few centralized locations where we can knock out, the Midwest, the West Coast, the East Coast, the Northeast, all that I'd like to try to plan. Honestly, full disclosure, Kyle knows this but doesn't know this. I am all for I would love to rent some type of RV and trailer and do a mini road trip all around and get to as many people as we possibly can and stop all over the place and just have little pop-up meet and greets all over the place.
Which means you all need to stay tuned in over the off season or
Yes.
you'll miss out on potentially huge news about that.
Yeah, because it's really hard to do that in season when you're doing 15 videos a week. Rent a bus. I mean, K-Mac, dude, me, Kyle, the doc would be invited, whether or not he can take time off.
He would be
from being
invited. He's one of those friends that you invite because you
super
feel
important.
bad for him.
You know what I mean? He's super important. He can't miss work. But the lone boner I'd invite, Taylor would. I mean, we just get on a tour bus and just go around this bad boy and just hang out with everybody for a couple weeks. That would be amazing.
Patrick, Fournette Harris or AJ Dillon, Christian Kirk, Deontay Johnson, Bateman. Who do I play in the flex? Or who do I play and who do I flex? So do you need 2 options here? So am I picking one out of Fournette, Harris, and AJ Dillon? It's Fournette. And then am I flexing somebody out of the rest? Because if so, Christian Kirk is going to have your highest upside. Daniel has a 36-foot RV sitting in Phoenix waiting for a purpose.
I just got rid of my RV before I went full time because I didn't want to pay for it anymore.
Terry wants to know if Anna's going to come to keep us under control. Anna wouldn't want to come be on the bus.
She could be invited but not want to show up.
She's not. There's no way.
Dude, super nachos, absolutely land destroyed.
Wait, Filiberto's has what?
Yeah, they got nachos.
What are super nachos?
It's just got everything on it.
Fill in the blank gifting 5 memberships.
Hashtag fill in the chat.
Woo!
Land Destroy, we may be there in February. We may be there if we can go to the Super Bowl. Maybe.
Next year.
Well, that's in 2023, February.
Oh, it's this year in Phoenix.
It's this coming up year, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was next year in Phoenix.
Technically it's 2023, but...
Oh, shit.
So, I would love to do that. E-Man, why so early? We got some scheduling conflicts this evening, so we decided to do it during the day. We've been live now for almost 3 hours.
Technically, the scheduling conflicts are waking up super early tomorrow morning.
Exactly, and
thus
not being able to stay up
sleep
super
tonight.
late. That's right.
Wait, did you get Jose's question?
Not yet. I don't know if we get...
I got Patrick, but then I yelled at Phil.
Then you yelled at Phil?
To Phil.
Okay, to Phil, because Phil's the man. Jose says, hey, brothers, PPR, helping a bye week hell. Have J-Rob, Melvin, and Hunter. Should I pick up Hollins, Zay Jones, DPJ, or the Duve for flex? Come to Cali. Jose, I'm not opposed to it. It's just a long way from where I'm at right now. How about your bye week hell? You have J-Rob, Melvin, or you can pick up one of the others. Honestly, I probably just gamble this week if I'm you. I'm hoping for the best, and I probably go with J-Rob or Melvin Gordon and just kind of hope for a safer day. Can they really commit to Melvin Gordon? What does that offense look like with Brett Rippon? So if it's me, I may hedge, a little bit towards James Robinson.
Phil, well, yes, I'll be live tomorrow morning still. Yep, yes. That will still happen. MG becoming a new member. Jerry, Medina, Schultz or Hurst? Now that we know Schultz will play this week and is fully healthy, Schultz is probably a little bit safer than Hurst. Hurst probably has a little bit more upside.
Callie says, I've been here since 2 p.m. while my children have destroyed my house. Callie, are you on Twitter? If you're on Twitter, I'll record a little video and tell your kids that they got to pick up their mess.
Oh,
in a nice way. And I'm not going to yell at your kids.
And then you're going to open it up and Jake's going to be like, pick up your mess or I'll come there.
I'll be like totally scare at him and stuff. Yeah. When they come to my area, I'll be there, but I'm not road tripping with them. Nope. Yeah,
I don't think that's fair of Anna to say. She makes us sound a lot worse than we are.
Just
saying.
We're not exactly great. We had a lot of fun in Ohio with each other.
I think we're pretty fun.
Oh, we're a lot of fun. We're probably highly embarrassing to a lot of people, but that's okay.
Joe Mixon over Stevenson.
At one point, Kyle literally walked in a robe down to a hotel bar and proceeded to, bash everything. So, it's just what happens when you're with us.
I yelled at some people.
You did.
I got to meet, was it Jerry? Is Jerry the bartender that's been there the last 2 years?
No, it's, what was his name? What's the guy's name?
I don't remember. Kevin, we're not going to be live on this channel tonight, but I will be live on Headliner Breaks.
Anna, do you have the ability to put a link to Headliner Breaks in the chat?
Yes, that's part of the gaming channel intro is me. But
Yeah.
I'll be on Headliner Breaks tonight. We're gonna be ripping some cards tonight. So if y'all want to come hang out with me, I'll answer some questions over there too. Thank you,
Awesome.
Anna. I'll pin
There
it.
it is.
Anna, we have bots. Site.
Yes, don't follow the bots.
Oh, and my OBS just disconnected and reconnected. I think we're good.
I can still hear you.
I think we're good.
Are we good now?
We might be.
The bots tried to infiltrate us, but they cannot get past Anna.
My stuff is like frozen. Oh, there we go.
Is everybody good? Y'all are good. Okay, perfect.
Smoke Dog. My Venmo is, you can just search for at krich 1532.
Were we just dropping Venmos out there?
I mean, if anyone wants to send me money, they're more than welcome to.
Should I drop a Venmo in? Did you get Jerry Medina yet or no?
No.
Jerry Medina says.
Oh,
Dalton
yes, I did.
Schultz. Okay, perfect. Joe German.
No, I didn't.
Okay, half.
No, I
Which
did.
one? Oh my God, I'm so confused.
I did.
Who should I do?
did. What?
Where should I start off in?
Joe. Jaman.
Joe German, half PPR, drop one out of Herbert, Gallup, Wilson, J-Rob, D-Jack, or Juju. Honestly, I'm not interested in Deshaun Jackson at all. He hasn't done anything since like 2017. Sure, he may have a big play, now and again, but not something you're ever comfortable starting. So I'd drop Deshaun Jackson.
Smoke Dog, I need you to send me an email because I need your first name, your last name, your email, and your shipping address. I need all those things. Send me an email, kyle@thefantasyheadliners.com.
That's Deion Jackson, not Deshaun Jackson. Okay, Joe, I see you out there. I think it's probably still him with Jonathan Taylor coming back. I hate to say that, but otherwise it's Juju, J-Rob, Garrett Wilson, Gallup, Herbert. If you have a ton of depth at wide receiver, I mean, I'm basically kind of off the Garrett Wilson bandwagon for the most part, but I mean, Deion Jackson with a healthy Jonathan Taylor won't see as much work as we've seen the past couple weeks. Sean Smallwood says need 2 of the 3 out of Najee, Myers, and Deontay Johnson. Do we go double Pittsburgh here? If this is a full PPR, I may lean towards a full PPR. I'm going to lean towards the 2 wide receivers and go Myers and Deontay Johnson. If this is anything else other than a full PPR, I'm going to go with Najee and Jacoby Myers for a little bit of safety.
Did you get Overcome?
We're at Jacob Roderick now. You're up 2 spots.
What do I do with Russ, please? Love the videos, watching you guys for 3 years. Please come to North Carolina. Jake doesn't need to because he's already there. I'll take leave just to come football before military. Jacob, you're a member, so if I were you, if you haven't seen it yet, I did a film breakdown the other day on... Wait, the audio's going in and out? Like a lot?
No. I think if it was only from one person.
Okay. So go check that out. Kind of break down what they're doing right now. The injury is the biggest concern for Russell Wilson. How, is he going to be able to fully heal up? What's the status on that? That's going to be the thing for them.
Some people are saying just refresh the stream. If it was going in and out, it fixed it for them as well.
Refresh it, baby.
Refresher, fresher. Garfield 78-211. Was it idea to trade for Jefferson and Taysom Hill for Aaron Jones, J-Rob, and DK? I mean, I don't know if I would have traded for Taysom Hill. He's not going to be somebody who's going to be like a weekly 30-point guy like a lot of people want him to be. I love getting Justin Jefferson, but you had to give up a top 15 wide receiver in DK and 2 running backs to get him, and you didn't get any running back in return. So I'm worried about your running back depth right now. Hopefully you still have at least 3 solid guys in order to make that work.
Overcome Brees for Doomtar. I feel like I answered this for somebody else earlier. If you're super strong at running back, I'm okay with it. This is really team dependent for me. I've got Amon-Ra St. Brown a little higher than Brees Hall right now in overall rankings for the rest of the season.
Yep. Michael Lanzarato. Okay, gents, I have a close matchup, PPR league. Trying to decide 2 picks for wide receiver 3 spot in a flex between Pickens, Terry, or Jerry Jeudy. Wide receiver 3 and a flex out of those options. I probably gamble a little bit, and I'm gonna go with Jerry Jeudy as one and Scary Terry as the other one, and just hope for that touchdown upside.
Bo Duffy, Evans, Waddle, Ayuk, starting Deontay Johnson, Alec Pierce on the bench. Any changes? Nope, I would go with those 3 guys as well. Jacob Valdez, Pollard, Carter, or Robert Woods. Going to go Pollard. And John Mitnovich, half-point PPR, pick one. Bobby Trees or the Doovs. Bobby Trees is going to be safer.
I love how John put the pronunciation of his name in his thing, Mitnovich.
He used to put it
in the question.
And now he's just put it there.
Yeah.
Big brain there, John.
That's big brain move right there. I went running back heavy. Doomtar is my wide receiver 1. Absolutely, I love that. 44 new members today, Kyle.
That's a lot.
For a Saturday afternoon. And I feel like the energy picked up after we scolded everybody a little bit.
It did. We had to. That happens with the nation. You know, we love you all. But sometimes we gotta
be. We're gonna be honest all the time.
We gotta be honest and just knock you guys back into place a little bit. It's the same thing I tell my kids. I love you all, but get your ish together, because I will send you to boot camp. Okay,
Appreciate it, Mark. Mark Stone says best fantasy football channel ever. Thanks, guys, for the great content and tons of entertainment. Absolutely, appreciate you, Mark. Whatever happened to the ... guy?
Oh, yeah.
Brian.
I haven't seen him.
I'm going to go look the last time he left a comment. I haven't seen Brian. What was it? There was like letters. Was it like AJC or something?
Yeah, something like that. And I'm just going to throw this out there for everybody again. I will be live over on Headliner Breaks tonight, which is our trading cards channel. If you guys want to come hang out with me tonight for a little bit, watch us rip some cards, maybe pull some absolute fire. I've got some mystery packs that we might sell as well. If you guys are interested in getting in on that, come watch us tonight over on Headliner Breaks. Hit that subscribe button right now. I'm trying to get it to 1,000 people by the end of the year. If I can get to 1,000 people by the end of the year, then I can monetize the Breaks channel as well. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Smoke Dog, what's your email? Kyle@thefantasyheadliners.com. And I swear, if any of you send me dick pics, I'm going to be angry.
Wow, now you've asked for it. Brian, okay, I found it, Kyle. He's changed his entire name and profile picture and hasn't left a comment in 2 months, it says.
What?
Or all the comments are gone from up until 2 months ago. But I can scroll back and see hundreds of comments where all he would leave is the ...
That's too bad.
Where'd he go?
Maybe he had to be professional for some reason.
You know what? You know what I'm going to do right now? This is how much we care about the nation. I'm going to send him a comment right now.
I like it.
I'm just checking in on him, making sure he's okay. I'm going to look out for our people.
Y'all didn't know Headliner Breaks was a thing? Yeah, we've gotten into the trading card industry, baby. Brett, becoming a member for 15 months. Joke of the week. What does a robot do after a one-night stand?
I don't know. I didn't hear it. I was busy. I was messaging Brian. What does a robot do after a one-night stand? Nuts and bolts.
That was really good. That might be the best one. Luis used to have some really good ones. That might be the best one that we've heard.
That's pretty good.
That's a good one.
That's like next level dad joke right there.
Oh, man.
Because you could almost say that to anybody and they wouldn't get it. Like a child, you know. Should you start Mark Andrews? If Mark Andrews is active, you're starting him.
Yes, always. Jake, it is 4:53.
7 minutes, Kyle.
7 minutes.
7 minutes makes the 3-hour mark. Maddie
And
says
like
his
I
job
said,
still sucks.
Link up above us to Headliner Breaks in the chat. Go click on that. Subscribe to Headliner Breaks. Let's get that thing to 1,000 subscribers so we can monetize it. Watch us rip some cards tonight. We'll talk football. I'll answer your questions. It'll be fun.
Does the robot lube his bolts? That's awesome. Mostert or Juju in the flex.
I was just getting ready to ask that one too.
I mean, if in a full PPR, I probably lean towards Juju.
Dearness Johnson trade, I haven't heard anything credible.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Dearness Johnson is, like, it would not surprise me if at some point Kareem Hunt was traded, which would then elevate the potential likeliness of getting some work to Dearness Johnson.
Andy Phillips, have a bye week disaster this week. I need to start 2 of the following. The Dooves, Nico Collins, Woods, and Peoples-Jones.
I mean, I don't love any of them. I almost want to say
I'm saying
Nico
Woods is one.
Yeah, Woods and Nico, and just hope for the best.
Yeah. That's what I would do, too. Dooves just gets no volume whatsoever. None. He gets a 0 in volume score right now for us in start and sit. That's how little targets he has this year.
Yeah.
Curtis Samuel or Brian Robinson or CMC for the flex in a full point PPR. I feel like I answered the same question. I'm having a lot of deja vu today.
Are you?
I mean, if you want to go for the upside, then you're playing CMC.
Yeah.
Logan Miller becoming a member for the 3rd month. Pickens or DJ Moore? Pickens for me. Pitts or Hurst? Pitts for me. Thanks for all you guys do. Thank you, Logan.
Rob's apologizing because he just got here. It's okay.
No,
Rob.
no, I'm not. I just feel like there's been a few times today where I feel like I've answered that question.
That's where your deja vu is coming from. Kyle, can I PayPal you money for 2 spots tonight? How come nobody wants to damn PayPal me money?
Hold on a second. I don't even know how many spots I have right now, Brett. I'm pretty sure I have 2 more. I'll look real quick while Jake is answering questions.
So now you're going to sit there and accept money.
Yes.
And telling me to go work.
100%.
Got it. Let's see here. Foreman, B-Rob, or Kenyon Drake play 1. Dexter. It's going to be Kenyon Drake for me still this week. Yeah, the CMC situation is not exactly ideal for fantasy football, right, Rob? Godwin, Amon-Ra, or Doomtar. Deontay Johnson, ETN, pick 2 in a full PPR. Ouch. I think if you want to play it the safest, it's Godwin and ETN. If you want to gamble a little bit, it's Godwin and Amon-Ra. If you want to gamble. Jose, I'm just joking. I'm just kidding. You ain't going to Venmo me no money. I just like to make Kyle feel bad every once in a while if I can. They activated Gus. Do we still play Kenyon? I'm not worried about Gus Edwards this week. The guy's literally, whenever he touches the ball, in whatever game it is, will be the first time coming off a torn ACL in a game. I'm not going to trust that just yet.
Smoke Dog, are you still here?
My grandfather got his tongue shot off in the war, but he never talked about it.
Oh my gosh. If Smoke Dog replies, will you let me know?
Yep. Thanks, boys. Hear you tomorrow, Kyle. That's from Daniel. Absolutely. We'll see you tomorrow. Roman Davios, Schultz or Tanyan. For me, it's still going to be Schultz this week. Do I drop one to pick up Edwards? Yes. Honestly, I'm not holding both of them. I'll start Schultz, drop Tanyan, pick up Gus Edwards. Tanner Brownell, hit that like button, y'all. Thank you for telling everybody. Tanner, we are only 87 likes away from 1,000. And I know Litnick is no longer here because he had to run off to coach some soccer. But Smoke Dog said he just sent you an email. But he said that he's not gifting any more memberships in future streams if we don't hit 1,000 likes on the stream. And we're at 920 now, so we're 80 short. And I know Nick's going to come back and take a look at this.
Brett, how many spots do you want? And Smoke Dog, how many spots do you want?
And then Jay, appreciate it. There says Pierce or Gallup. Pierce is going to be the safer option if you want the safe floor. If you want to gamble for the higher upside, that becomes Gallup. It's just more risk. Smoke Dog wants 2. Brett wants 2.
Okay, Brett, I've got you down for 2.
Randall, refresh your stream. It was an issue with YouTube earlier. Everything should be fine.
Smoke Dog, are you Josh?
Edwards or Foreman rest of season? Honestly, I'd rather gamble with Edwards. Highwayman 75 Travel, thank you guys for everything, but I'm sure your family's getting a little pissed you guys are still talking to us.
No,
hey,
they knew.
This is how we support our family. Like, this is how we pay for the bills that we have for the family. They all understand it.
Yeah, they know what's going on. All right, Smoke Dog, I got you down for 2. You can Venmo me now if you want to.
What's going on, Pranav? I see you out there.
All right, Jake, I'm done.
You got all your information you need?
Kind of.
Okay, good. Well, we've hit 5 p.m., Kyle. So we've been live streaming for 3 hours.
We've been live for so long.
And you're going to be live at what time tomorrow? 11 a.m.-ish?
11
Members
a.m.
only?
11 a.m.
So if you didn't get a membership today out of the 44 new members that we've had, don't forget, you can become a member, and now you're going to start getting members-only live streams Sunday morning as well with just Kyle. I mean, we even take a hit, and I'm going to be real talk here before we get out of here. We turned off super chats on our members-only streams. By doing that, that cost this company a lot of money. But we're doing it because we want to try to make sure that the members know that we're taking care of them and not having to put their questions on hold because people are donating the money for it. So on Sunday mornings, we're trying to make it as much about the members as we possibly can. So if that's something you're looking forward to, it's a lot less crazy and a lot of fun on Sunday mornings. Kyle has a great time. I did it one time for Kyle, and Sunday mornings are pretty they're pretty chill. They're pretty exciting, but you get a lot of information out.
Yep.
Awesome. Anything else you want to say, Kyle?
I don't think so. Come hang out with me tonight on Headliner Breaks. Do it. Let's get that channel to 1,000 subscribers.
Any idea what time? Ish?
Probably between 10 and 11.
Okay. 10, 11 p.m. Eastern time, somewhere right around there.
Actually, it might end up being earlier than that. Just turn your notifications on, because now I'm not sure that I said it.
Okay. So make sure you hit that notification so as soon as he goes live, you know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing but love for you as well, Terry. Well, don't forget, Kyle, you're the one running the stream.
Oh, I'm the one running.
So I'm just sitting here just watching. I'm waiting for you.
Jake's like, Kyle's the one doing this.
Sean, do you need to be a member? I mean, that's up to you. Do you have to be? No. You just get a lot of stuff if you are.
If you want to be in the live show, then yes.
Yes.
You have to. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get out of here. Appreciate all the love today. Thanks, everyone that showed up, even though we did this at an earlier time. We are going to go ahead and peace on out, though. All of you hit the like button on the way out. All of you have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Have a great rest of your Saturday. I'll see you tonight on Headliner Breaks and tomorrow right here for our members-only stream. Everybody have a great rest of the day. Love y'all.
When the game on the line, you can't fold and you can't bend. Y'all be playing it safe and I be going for the win. Remember back